else the road to go.
New faces arrive with stories untold.
The air is thick, but the dreams are wide.
South African hearts crossing the tide.
Safe in liberty's embrace, where the stars and stripes find space. Sweat rolls down, but the hope runs deep. Alabama heat, Alabama heat. They carry talent in battered bags. No corruption here to plant new flags.
From the ashes of crime they rise.
With courage burning brighter than skies.
The past may haunt,
But the future sings. Freedom hums on broken wings. Safe in liberty's embrace, where the stars and stripes find space. Sweat rolls down, but the hope runs deep. Alabama heat,
Alabama heat.
Alabama
Humidity hugs like an old ghost.
But here they stand, a living toast to freedom's soil, to the promised land. With careless hands, they take a stand. Alabama heat. Alabama heat, Alabama
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Before we get into our program, a breaking news story. President Donald Trump has moved 2 nuclear submarines into appropriate regions in response to a threat from former Russian President Dmitry Medvedev. At this hour this evening, 2 nuclear submarines have moved into position in locations to ensure that we have first strike capability against the Russians should they attempt a nuclear attack. This isn't comedy. This isn't sketch. This isn't humor. This is a statement of fact, ladies and gentlemen. This hour, this evening, 2300 on the 1st of August, 2025, President Trump has moved 2 nuclear submarines into range, into position, in case of a threat from the Russian Federation. And with that, we'll get started with our program, and we'll be back with more news on that after this musical interlude. And, man, it's getting serious.
The clock won't rewind. You chased the dragon, left the eagle behind. Now the storm's rolling in, jobs hanging by a thread. Tariff D-Day knocking at the door. Factories silent, hearts hit the floor. Negligence, arrogance can't fix what's been blamed.
Sorry about that, folks. Yeah, distracted by this nuclear movement, nuclear submarines to positions around the globe right now to ensure that the Russians cannot make a first strike. Well, Tariff Day is here. The actual implementation of it will occur 7 days after the deadline as a consequence of the U.S. Customs and Immigration not being prepared to collect the various levels of duties from countries around the world. I'm not sure why. They've had 4 months to get their act together. It seems a bit disappointing the U.S. bureaucracy can't manage something as simple as that. They have computers. Should not be hard to do. Canada 35%, South Africa 30% plus 10% plus another 10%, 50%. Give it up, boys. Russia's phoning the Pentagon because they do not know where they're located, not getting their calls answered. Let me say hello to everybody here in the chat tonight. Welcome, folks. It's a Friday night. So I'm having some tariff-free beverage here. This is tariff-free, just to let you know. Purchased before the 1st of August. I think the last time I drank that was 2010. Tariff-free beverage here. That's a tariff-free beverage, folks. So, Mr. Echo is here. Bitter Ender, Husky 7, Jack Up, Hank, Julie, Retha Milan. A huge glass. It's all ice. It's full of ice. There's almost nothing in there. So, based on the deep scientific research of a well-known, established, published author from Down Under, who's busy sucking on elderberry wine because his mother was a hamster and his father smelt of elderberries. He said that apparently when people touch their nose, they're being dishonest. So I'm hoping that by doing this, it means there won't be any nuclear submarines. This evening, President Trump was sending nuclear submarines to positions around the planet to ensure that Russia. Yeah, so I'm hoping that pays off and it's not a true story. For those of you curious about what that is, Ingrid's Inspirations, Retha, Julie, Hank. What's going on, Hank? Martin Fandemev, CB is back again. Christophan Arda, Julie, Freya de Toy, Conrad, Fons, Divald, Freya de Toy. Who else? Gina Mullman. Courtney McBride is in. What's going on in Utah, brother? How's that postal thing going, man? Today I saw a post office truck broke it down. They towed it back to the postal service. I'm sure somebody didn't get their mail today. Yeah, Ingrid likes that song. Yeah, that Alabama Heat did come out really, really well. That's a good one. We tried a few times, and that's the best one. Sink Master's back. Brian Lawrenson, good to see you again. Phoenix. Courtney says, go Navy. Where's the Navy going? Dude, you live in a landlocked state. You can't go anywhere. David van Rienen. Dreamliner, what's going on, man? What's going on? How bombers were moved too. I haven't seen any bombers moved. It may be the case, but I haven't seen it. Phrases, old crap. Yeah, indeed. Yep. Trump would not do that if the threat wasn't credible. This is concerning. Yep. Russia's just barking. True streamside country, but Russia is armed with nuclear intercontinental ballistic missiles. Yeah. So they can bark all they want. They may not be able to defeat Ukraine, a third-rate military power, but they have nuclear weapons. Yes, and Russia's phoning the Pentagon, okay? Hope you have enough ice in that tariff-free drink. Oh, I have plenty of ice in this tariff-free drink. Thank you, Conrad. All right, Dreamliner says, not much. Yes, Amarula can be strong. I think I'll sleep well when I go to bed. Hopefully I get up in time for the rugby. We've got the Lions hosting my sad-performing Western Province side. Amanda Larson, hello. That's a very Scandinavian game. Lars, the son of Lars. Larson. Yes, it is Amarula, in case you're curious. This is Amarula. This is Starbucks, not to be confused. You can see the color is a little bit different there. Yeah, Amarula and Frappuccino, completely different drinks. Yanni Bosov, how you doing there, man? Utah has a Navy Reserve Command. Bolivia has a Navy. Landlocked areas still have naval presence. Yeah, they have, on lakes and riverine. That's not a real Navy, man. That's just Boy Scouts. Broadwater Navy's not a real Navy. You got to have that deep blue sea Navy, man. And yes, of course you've got a Navy Reserve in Utah. It's all the spies because all those LDS speak multiple languages from their mission. So, of course, we have a Navy unit in Utah, a bunch of spies. I'm not mixing the two, Loretta. No. Gordon von Rendsburg was going, oh, Kipper says, yummy. Indeed. Tariff-free. Tastes sweeter. Those tariffs kick in. Tariff-free Amarula. What did CB say? This is okay. I can mix Amarula at Starbucks. Yeah. All right, guys. Welcome back. How's it going? How y'all doing out there? It's Friday night. Just got paid. No, I wish I got paid. Actually, I did get paid. Hey, for once, I can say it's Friday night. I just got paid. Today's payday. Let me go look and see if I actually got paid in my bank account. Let me see. I haven't even looked at my bank account today. I did pay a lot of bills. I paid my mortgage last week. That was pretty cool because I'd saved some money last month. I was able to pay my mortgage last week, which meant, I paid off more. It made the interest less. Yeah, I've gotten paid. I got paid. Check it out. Yeah. Wow. That's nice. That's really nice. My math was bad, man. I got more money in the bank than I thought. Cool beans. Enjoy this tariff-free. Go get some tariff imposed. Got a couple dollars more in the bank than I thought I had. Cool beans. I already paid my mortgage this month. Yeah. Very exciting. Of course, by the time I finish paying all my bills, that won't look so impressive. Anyway, it's not my fault, man. It's not my fault. An off weekend before moving a few bunches of cows next week. And you moving to cows? Okay. Yeah, I'm in the pound seats now. I got paid. I get paid once a month, whether I like it or not. As long as I got a pulse, I get paid. Yep, it's nice. I earned it. 40 years I gave up my life getting shot at, living in freaking horrible conditions, living in crap hole countries, dealing with all kinds of nonsense. Yes, my naval unit command has 3 other large intel. Aha, see, I told you, man. That's where the CIA is at. Courtney works for the CIA. We're going to start that rumor now. Courtney works for the CIA. Okay, so Dreamland, you're not having an off weekend. When you say you're having an off weekend, in American vernacular, that means something's wrong. What you mean is you're having a break. You got a weekend free. You got a weekend free. For those who love and make malva pudding, I don't exchange half milk and so no. Anything free tastes better. That's why some South Africans vote ANC. Oh, Theo Holmes is all over it. Guys, by the way, I have now deleted in my email account. I did some of this earlier. I haven't got back to it. Where's it at? Where are you hiding at? Come over. Don't hide on me. Come on. Where are you hiding at, you little bastardi? Let me close this. I want to close that window. Okay. Come on. Where are you hiding at my mail account? That's not it. I got windows open. I didn't even know how to open. That's not it. There we go. It's over here. Right. Wow. I just found a message from March 27th. I didn't realize I had my mail. So let me print out pages. Print page. Current. Okay, I want to print this out because I'm going to forget this message from March 27th. Okay, is it going to print? Oh, my printer's acting up. God bless it. Hang on a second, guys. HP, they make these things so they don't last long, and you have to waste your money buying new ones. So now I got to cancel that print job if it'll let me do that. It's not letting me do that. It's not what I wanted. Where is it at? I guess it canceled. I can't tell. Let's try to print this again. Oh, come on. God bless it. I don't have time for this crap now. Man, oh man, oh man. It won't open. Oh, gosh. Price of states will go down. This is annoying. Now I've got to keep this open the whole time. Wow. Anyway, that's a little disappointing. I thought I was going to be able to take care of that very quickly, but I can't. Wow. Anyway, guys, what's going on back here with us now? Whew, I'm cooking. What's the temperature in here? 22. It's normal. Must be getting all excited about something. What am I getting excited about? I have no idea. It's nothing to get excited about here. Oh, where the hell's my There it is. Got my dashboard back. What are we up to? 90 and 100 people. Welcome. Triple digits. Working on a ranch in Montana. Let's say the weekend free, yeah. Sounds like I'm living a life of Theo's moment. Print the PDF, then just print it later. Yeah, well, that's an idea. That's an idea. I hate this freaking, and here's the other thing. This crap software from HP doesn't work. It disabled my scanner on the printer, making me think it doesn't work. It would play it, the software like do and go back and forth, and it wouldn't scan it. So I downloaded an app, and the scanning function works perfectly fine on the printer. These little shit bags at HP try to force you to buy a new one. And every time I download the software and update it, it never fixes it. Print to, yeah, Microsoft print to PDF. There we go. Call this John. That's a good idea, except now I have to remember next time I print, it doesn't go back to the PDF. Now I have to check, see if it actually went to PDF. I have to make sure it happened now. So that's going to be downloads. There it is. Good decision. Good call. Good call, man. Good call. I love it when you got folks around that think about tech. Lekker slap. Is Erica going to bed? Good night, Erica. Thanks for being here. Raina Fletch. Kremlin. Yeah, it does that, because you leave it sleep in the background. What is a document? It's not a document. It's an email. I was introduced by a business colleague about some rare earth programs in Africa, and they wanted me to become involved in that. It's from March. They mention it, but I never saw a message from them, and there's the message. Now I have to go back and apologize and say, yes, I am interested. I want to become fabulously wealthy and a neo-colonial, Richie Rich. Love to do that. So please let me go back and check it. Hey, Loretta. Inkwell Odyssey, you're taking the approach I'm saying. I think that for South Africans, in the short term, you might be able to get some new cars relatively inexpensively because they're going to have to dump them because they can't sell them in the U.S. They're going to be stuck with the capacity of cars they built if they didn't plan ahead. So there ought to be a surplus of new cars on the South African market for the brands that are shipped to the U.S. in the short term, like Mercedes and BMWs. Sounds like me. When I struggle with the damn printer, I'm sure the printer hates me. That's why I struggle with the damn thing. Julie, it's just annoying. I have several printers. I've got a laser color printer, which I haven't used probably 15 years. I've got inkjet color printer. Those things suck because unless you use it all the time, it's wasted because the ink just dries up. Yep. And I have this laser printer. Yadi Bossoff, it depends. I pay my employees every week. Every week I pay my employees. So I have to sign paychecks once a week, usually on Tuesday, Wednesday at the latest. Friday's payday, but we let them get their checks as soon as they're signed. So some people got the habit of getting paid early, and now they demand it, and they're like, I'm sorry. No. Your payday is Friday. You're getting paid early. So we pay them every week, and these are lower income employees. Then we have people get paid fortnightly, and people get paid once a month. Military get paid once a month, but they do have the option of being paid fortnightly. I discovered that getting paid every 2 weeks meant that I didn't make any money. It's a much smaller amount. So I didn't like that. I wound up never having any money. So I switched it back to once a month a long time ago, and I learned to live within my salary. I use my credit cards extensively, but I never spend more than I have to pay the credit cards off. So you're welcome, Yanni. It just depends on the type of employment. Yep, just depends on the type of employment. So, yep. No, most of my life I've been paid once a month. Once a month. Now, for the U.S. government, and that's for the military and for those who paid once a month, if the first day of the month falls on a Sunday or Saturday, you get paid Friday, which is kind of nice. It's all electronic. Used to be back in the day when I first came in the Army, every month I would go down to the dining facility, mess hall, and there would be a guard there with a weapon. I did that task occasionally. And the pay officer would be there, and you get paid. And you could get your dollars, and you can convert the marks right there. You would have marks. It was awesome. I loved it. Walk out of the dining facility with your pay, your entire payroll. Walk out. That's what we did every month. Yep. And then they came up with what they call Sure Pay, which is electronic deposit. And they wanted everybody to go to Sure Pay. I didn't want to do it for a long time, and I refused. And I don't think I ever took Sure Pay until I came back in the Army. Or maybe I took it right before I left the Army. Because when I was in the National Guard, it went into my bank account. You get paid weekly, very weekly. Ah, Gordon, nice play on English. Yeah, okay, well, I don't know if I paint my face black. Anyway, so we lost a few people. Where'd they go, man? Erica went to bed, we know that, but Erica can't account for the drop of 7 peoples. 7 peoples have left the program. Does that mean it's time for more news? or more music? What do you want? More news, more music? More news, more music? Quick poll. Give me an answer. Give me an answer quickly. Early bird gets worm. More news, more music. More news, more music. You guys are way behind. News, says Conrad. News. Ooh, you guys want news. Look at this. Ooh, news. Ooh, no music. Wow. Okay. Got a serious crowd tonight. Nobody wants music. Just for that, I'm going to play music. Just for that, I'm going to play music. Psych. No music. No music. Love the piano, though. It's pretty cool, though. All right. So Trump is sending nuclear submarines, or sent nuclear submarines to 2 places around the globe, undisclosed locations, because of a threat from former President Medvedev. Now, remember, Dmitry Medvedev is the guy that famously Barack Hussein Obama, before his re-election in 2008, leaned over to Medvedev with a hot mic and said, "Tell Vlad I'll have more maneuver space after the election." Because we all know that Dmitry Medvedev was a puppet of Vladimir Putin, just like Joe Biden was a puppet of the New World Order and Barack Hussein Obama. Yeah, so now Trump is moving nuclear-armed submarines. Oof. Based on the highly provocative statements of the former president of Russia, Dmitry Medvedev, I've ordered 2 nuclear submarines to be positioned in the appropriate regions just in case these foolish and inflammatory statements are more than just that. Words are very important and can often lead to unintended consequences. I hope this will not be one of those instances. Oof. They say Trump's move is a rhetorical escalation, not necessarily a military one. Yeah, it is. Because here's the bottom line, ladies and gentlemen. Our nuclear submarines can attack Russia from anywhere on the planet. So let's put this in perspective here, okay? Our nuclear submarines can attack Russia at any time, anywhere. That's why we have them. That's why we have a nuclear submarine, the Ohio class, and now the next class coming out of submarines, because they're armed with Trident missiles that can attack Russia at any time from anywhere, from under the Arctic Sea, from the Pacific, from the North Atlantic, from the South Atlantic. Yeah, we can attack them anytime. Anytime. Yeah, so the U.S. Navy and the Pentagon declined to comment after Trump's remarks. Yep. Medvedev opening his K-hole. President Trump said Friday ordered 2 nuclear submarines to be positioned in appropriate regions. He wrote, Medvedev responding to a Thursday Truth Social post from Trump calling him the failed former president, referenced Russia's Soviet-era nuclear capabilities. He wrote that Mr. Trump should picture the show The Walking Dead, as well as how dangerous a dead hand that does not exist in nature can be. Wow. Okay, not looking pretty there, folks. Not looking pretty. So that's the news. Also had a shooting in Montana at a bar, 4 people dead. But back to South Africa, folks. Air traffic control systems failure causes delays at OR Tambo. Oh, this is what liberation brings us. Incompetence. See the picture of Oliver Tambo there wearing traditional African dress? Yes, this is what liberation, this is what self-sufficiency, this is what ending neo-colonialism brings us. Incompetence of the highest order. No fuel, no air traffic control, no soup for you at OR Tambo. Wow. This comes on the heels of FlySAF air pilot strike, and now we can't even get in the air because ATC doesn't work. ATC down at OR Tambo. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, African excellence at its finest. We can do it all without the colonial overlords. We, the African overlords of Africa, we will do it. We will lead this country into oblivion, the day of the living dead. Yes, thank you for that so much. Yasmin Jacobs reports that delays and changes to flight schedules can be expected after air traffic and navigation systems are reported. The critical air traffic control systems failure Friday afternoon. It impacts flight management operations at OR Tambo. While this is not an access systems issue, we are alerting passengers as delays and changes to flight schedules are expected. Passengers are advised to contact their airlines directly. AXA urges passengers to plan to arrive 2 hours early. What does 2 hours early arrival mean in an airport? Like I arrived in Birmingham, Alabama, 4 hours before my flight, and still wound up getting home 13 hours later. It doesn't matter when you arrive at the airport when they dick everything up. Doesn't matter. Were they deployed from MD Naval Base? What do you mean, MD Maryland Naval Base? There's no Maryland Naval Base. What are you talking about? Simpsons once had an episode where Homer joins the Navy Reserve. He gets deployed in a submarine. When a sub enters battle, they fire the captain at the opposing sub. EFF in Western Cape. I've heard nothing about the EFF in Western Cape. My widow pension is also monthly paid in my bank account. It was weird when my son told me he got paid per check, and then he had to go to the bank. Yep. Huckabee likes the idea of how to stop Hamas from stealing aid and selling it in the black market. Well, what we have in situation in Gaza is just like Somalia, Mogadishu in 1992, when 25,000 U.S. troops were sent in because the UN brought in food, but it was stolen by the warlords. The same thing is happening in Gaza. Hamas is stealing the food and then blaming the Israelis for starvation. The ATN's failure. Well, ladies and gentlemen, let's go to the land of daily corruption reports. That would be South Africa. Hello, open up. IDT CEO Teboho Malaka suspended after an 836 million rand tender scandal probe. Wow. IDT CEO has been on precautionary suspension after a PricewaterhouseCoopers investigation exposed irregularities in the 836 million oxygen plant tender. Findings showed governance failures and lack of oversight, including red flags ignored in procurement processes. The Independent Development Trust Board announced it has placed the trust beleaguered CEO Teboho Malaka on precautionary suspension. Wow, folks. I tell you, man, I can't keep up. I mean, there are so many scandals, so much theft, so much graft, so much corruption in the ANC South Africa, the Government of National Unity South Africa. I just can't keep track. I mean, every week, I can't even remember half of these damn scandals. At least they used to be every few months. Now they're every week. Last week, we had an 18 billion scandal, 18 billion rand, and another one for another billion rand. Now we have this one for almost $1 billion rand. Thank you, Thea. Yes, Cape Town with the latitude and longitude of Cape Town. And nothing happens to them. Correct. Another reason to sanction this country. So many attacks popping up. Agreed. Hey, folks, did you happen to see the most beautiful... I'm sorry, that's the wrong trend. I'm going the wrong direction there. No, it wasn't most beautiful. But if you saw the cheerleaders, yeah, I got a picture of that. I know some of the guys were scamming on the cheerleaders earlier today. Well, I took a picture. So you could see the cowgirls. Now, this is a Bloemfontein, folks. Now, you get to see them from behind. So if you look closely, you'll be seeing bum. They're wearing their shorty shorts. All right. So this was earlier today, the cheetahs at 25 minutes in. Somebody said, look at the cheerleaders. I'm like, what cheerleaders, man? And I looked up and I saw the cheerleaders wearing cowboy boots and blue jeans. They're Sydney Sweeney shorts. Yeah, the fellas were enjoying this one. The straight fellas, anyway. Maybe the ladies were liking it too. If you look closely, you'll see some of them cowgirls right there on the left-hand side behind the scrum and on the right-hand side behind the scrum. Unfortunately, camera guys are kind of in the way of the water boy. So here you go. There's some of those cowgirls right there. Yeah, wearing them shorty shorts. Yeah, got them cowboy boots on over here too. Check it out. Pink boots. Yes. And they're mostly white girls. What's up with that? There's one color girl. There's one black girl. And they're mostly white girls. What's going on with that? We're going to have to talk to the courts about that. We can't have all of them white girls. Well, I'm going to the South African Human Rights Commission because that's too many white girls. There should be 7% white girls. There's 10 girls. That means there should be 0.7 white girls out there. Too many white girls, man. Can't have all them white girls. That's not transformation. That's not transformation. Yeah. Well, the fellows were watching that. I was watching the rugby. And what an amazing performance by the Cheetahs scrum half, Jean-Dre Nel, with 4 tries, a hat trick in the first 28 minutes. And these weren't just, oh, here's the ball, go across the line. He was amazing, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely amazing. This was quite a performance by Jean Raynell, the young scrum half for the Cheetahs, as they roll over the Pumas at Toyota Stadium in Bloemfontein. They redeemed themselves in their second round against the Pumas. They're now at the top of the log, momentarily anyway. Took 15 minutes before the first points were scored. It came after Puma's scrum. So after 15 minutes and then the next 13 minutes, Jean Raynell scored 3 tries. Wow. Unbelievable. What a performance. What an absolute performance. Something else. Tries, Nell 4, Volskank and Kotsia. Wow. And Tian Swanepoel made all 5 conversions, and Jasper Cohen made 1 as well. Overshadowed Ross Braude's performance for the Pumas, who scored a brace of tries himself. The first 5 tries of the game were scored by scrum halves. No orange, no fair. Gabriel, na, du alte Knabe, wie geht's in der Schweiz? Heute Abend haben wir ein bisschen Tariff frei. Zollfrei, Amarula. It is Amarula. Good guess, Chantel. Now, Chantel, is it your distant cousin there, or your nephew? Perhaps it's your nephew, Jean Drenel. He got 4 tries today. We're having a crack tonight talking about the rugby. I'm telling you, it was a very fantastic performance there. I'm not sure why I'm doing an Irish accent. It's not quite appropriate for Cape Town, but hey, what am I going to say? You're going to have a good time tonight. No, Chantel, I'm telling the lad was fantastic. He got 4 tries. He got 3 in the first half in just 13 minutes. It was amazing. I'm telling you, something else really lovely. Good stuff. Good stuff. More corruption in South Africa as the Judicial Services Commission finds Judge Makubele. Makubele. Sounds like a song, man. Makubele. Yeah, guilty of gross misconduct. Ooh, she was saying she didn't do anything right. Yeah, good guess, Chantel. Yep. Pumas goes around the schools, and then us parents are forced to go to their games because the kids keep on whining. You're right. Well, thank you for that. Thank you very much. You're a fine American. Elvis loves you, even though you're not American. Yeah. So the Judicial Service Commission finds Makubele guilty of gross misconduct. Wasn't she saying she was innocent? She was being framed. Yes, misconduct. There you go. Judge Nana Makubele was found guilty of gross misconduct for holding the Prasa chair role after a judicial appointment and for dishonorable actions during her tenure. These people that are promoted based on connections and not on merit. Sydney Rose says hello from California. She's canning plum jam. Thank you for listening, Cindy Rose. I didn't know you were in California. I'm sorry. Whereabouts in California? Did you tell me that already? If you did, I've forgotten already. Are you in the San Fernando Valley? Are you up north in Northern California? The only part of California that I really care for, Northern California. I've lived in California a few times, folks. Most recently in 2000 is when I left California. Yep, so 25 years ago. Wow. Shall I have a dop? Billion Rand fancy peanuts. My husband cannot wait to get him a pair of cowboy boots and a cowboy hat. It's been his dream forever. Mock and bully, yes. So she's guilty of corruption. Folks, someone last night told us that they got a ticket for a cloned number plate. Well, that's interesting because today they published a story in the Independent Online about people getting stopped for cloned number plates. I know some South Africans have pulled this crap. Check your traffic fines, the rise of cloned number plates in South Africa. South African motorists are being urged to verify that any traffic fines attributed to them are accurate as the alarming issue of cloned number plates continues to escalate. Rob Hutchinson, founder of Dear SA, highlights the severity of this problem, noting that it has prompted the Gauteng provincial government to indicate a pilot program for a new license plate system earlier this year. This pilot will last for 6 months before being implemented. The provincial government has indicated the new plates will make use of technological advancements that are aimed at tracking criminal activities. Hutchison added that in most cases, motorists may not even realize that they have a fine, and it's vital to check for fines listed in one's name. An overdue fine, whether it's yours or not, could result in a warrant for your arrest. Being handed a warrant at a roadblock would be unfortunate and abrupt end to your journey. Wow. Checking on the fine is no means of acknowledgement of it. Is by no means acknowledgement. In addition, fines can be disputed by submitting a written representation to the issuing authority explaining the reason for the dispute, providing supporting evidence such as proof of incorrect details, invalid certification. Wow. So that's from Cape Argus. Rob Hutchinson. We haven't heard from Rob in ages. Momo, plum jam. Good morning, Fred Baranga. Cindy says, Sacramento, born and raised in farther north of New York. All right, Cindy, how do you come across this, Cindy? Lovely to have Americans here. Did you find me because of John B. Wells? I'm just curious. Always curious where American audience comes on this channel because it's become overwhelmingly focused, at least the outside of the programs, on South Africa. But we still talk a lot about America on the program, but not a lot of folks in America recognize that. So, Cindy, thank you. I loved California when I lived there. I didn't like the stupid rules about gasoline and having 5 blends, pushing the price. I'm paying $5 a gallon for gasoline in 2000 when everyone else was paying $1.89 for it back in Iowa. Yep. Kibler Park, I don't know where it's at. Rob sends emails weekly. Yes, but I haven't heard from Rob. I reached out to Rob a few months back, and he said he was doing well. But I mean, you don't hear him. You used to hear his name in the press all the time. My sister's daughter almost got arrested due to license plate not cleared by police. Showed up as stolen, so they told her she stole her car. Yeah, exactly. That's the one advantage I have. I have rentals when I go there. They're not my car, so just show the rental contract, and I'm good to go. Well, police operation halts supplies to Zama Zamas. 1,000 people arrested in Mpumalanga. Wow. Police arrested almost 1,000 alleged criminal alien invaders working in illegal gold mines in Mpumalanga. Speaking from where a week-long sweep took place in Mpumalanga, police spokesperson Donald Mduli said there could be more arrests because there are still illegal miners underground. As they're coming out, they've been taken. Police surrounded the illegal Barberton mine to prevent supplies from entering, forcing those inside to come to the surface. We don't have another situation like we had in Northwest recently. Police operation, which started Monday, targeted clandestine mining near Barberton, which is close to the borders of Eswatini and Mozambique. About 1,000 illegal miners, who are also illegal immigrants, have been arrested. The arrest came less than a year after a similar operation was conducted at Stilfontein in Northwest, where at least 90 illegal miners lost their lives before the mines were shut in January. There you go. There you go, folks. Having hassles getting my license disc for my Baki reason, given as I have another vehicle's license outstanding, I don't have another vehicle. Yeah, it's just a way to shake you down for money. They're just criminals. Well, what are the 10 weakest currencies in Africa, folks? Anyone want to guess? It's not the rand, surprisingly. The 10 weakest currencies in Africa, according to Business Insider. Here we go. A weak currency also heightens the burden of external debt. Many African nations borrow in foreign currencies. And here are the 10 weakest currencies in Africa. Sao Tome at 22,281 to the dollar. Sierra Leone at $20,969. Guinea, the Guinean franc, 8,600. Ugandan shilling, 3,500. Burundian franc, 2,900. The DRC's Congolese franc at 2,900. Tanzania's shillings at 2,600 to the dollar. Malawi's kwacha at 1,700 to the dollar. When I was in Malawi, the exchange rate, the official exchange rate was 280 kwacha to the dollar. You could go to the casino, though, and they would give you almost 600. And it was real. Yeah. Nigeria, 1,500. Rwanda, 1,400. Those are your weakest currencies in Africa. The rand doesn't even make the list. If somebody had a clone of your number plate, please, that person must open a fraud case. If that car number plate is linked to your crime, you have to prove you open a case. Yeah, look, South Africa's just a mess, man. I don't know what to say about that. You heard today from Willem Petzer that computer chips from Taiwan are not going to South Africa. Taiwan is not recognized by South Africa. I'm not sure what you're saying there, Jan, but I've been reporting on this for a few weeks. I reported, I think I was one of the first to report on this, that Taiwan threatened sanctions against South Africa and not shipping them computer chips but this issue goes back to the beginning of the year. I've reported on this story repeatedly. Not on the sanctions. That's something that just popped up in the last couple of weeks. But I've reported this is one of the reasons why the United States is angry with the ANC, because they have treated our friends in Taipei very poorly, very shabbily. There's no reason to force them to shut down their diplomatic mission in Hatfield and move it to Joburg as a trade mission. So Taiwan is striking back, and South Africa's economy will be harmed immensely by this stupidity. I'm glad you found out about it, William Petzer, but I would have felt a lot better if you'd actually caught about that news on my channel, because I reported it a long time ago. But thank you for sharing, Jan. I appreciate that. 30% export tax imposed on South. There's nothing. Switzerland got 39%. It's crazy. Switzerland's not impressed. Gabriel. Well, I'm sorry for the Swiss. Recently received a photo for speed, but there was a truck in the photo. I drive a car. Emailed the municipality. Told them I will not pay. Good for you. There's a lot of illegal Malawians in this area that flooded the farms to find work around here, but they don't speak English or any other language, so it's impossible to talk to them. Well, then it's easy to evict them, isn't it? If they can't speak English or Afrikaans, then show them the road. Funny thing that just happened, I'm on my mobile, but laptop is open, so I'm on here on my phone, but my laptop search, 2 words appeared. Tokyo, Japan. That's interesting. Rebecca, good morning to you. Girlfriend will think you're chasing good ones in different towns. What are you talking about there, Bitter? What are you talking about? The cheerleaders, those look, they're a lot prettier than the Shark Girls. I'll say that much, and they're better looking than the DHL cheerleaders. They wear that ugly yellow suit with the red stripes like DHL. No, those cheetah cheerleaders were nice. I'm just saying for a friend. Louis Rees-Zammit famously left Wales rugby and went to play in the NFL, where he didn't play in a game last year. He's coming back with his tail between his legs. Rugby star Louis Rees-Zammit, as I predicted, would return to Wales. He made an attempt at NFL career last year. He didn't play in any regular season games. He noted in June his intention to continue to push a roster spot for this season. However, he's had a change of heart. He began with the Chiefs, but spent the 2024 campaign on the Jaguars practice squad. So he didn't get to play. He said, it's been a great experience, but it's time to come home. I've decided that this is the best time to make this decision and give myself time to get everything in place for next season. Yeah. His attempt to break through came amidst questions about his best position in rugby. He spent time in football at receiver and running back, but did not yield a clear path to roster spot. Yep. He joined the Jaguars after the Chiefs cut him, and now he's coming back to rugby. I predicted this. I didn't think he'd make it. Mazuko Bwange Biko Kano. Believe me, the Malawians can speak English very well. I've lived in Malawi. I had no trouble speaking English to people. Very skeptical about the sudden flood of corruption is why now? Timing is suspect. When this happens, I also ask what's the purpose behind who benefits and who does not. Well, these would be people that the ANC is weeding out that they don't want around. Watch the Sharky girls this afternoon. I will. But those cheetah girls were hot, man. Hot, hot, hot. Miss Soul on fire, singing hot, hot, hot. Yes, that was some sexy gals. Some sexy gals. Sorry, folks, if there's a little too much testosterone in tonight's program. Israeli author David Grossman says that Israel is committing genocide in Gaza. Frankly, folks, I'm getting a bit tired of what's happening in Gaza myself. At this point, either Hamas should be eliminated or the Israelis should just stop and use special forces to finish the job. The suffering going on in Gaza seems to be gratuitous at this point. I'm not saying Israel's wrong, but I am saying that it's time to pay attention to what's going on there. He says, for many years he's refused to use the word, but now he must with immense pain and with a broken heart. Award-winning Israeli author David Grossman has described his country's campaign in Gaza as genocide, and he said, how? Now can't help but use the term. How do we get here? Yep. How do we come to be accused of genocide? Just uttering the word in a reference to Israel, to the Jewish people. That alone, the fact that the association can be made should be enough to tell us that something's very wrong is happening. Yep. Well, this is not going well for Israel. Public relations. Even Trump is not happy with them. Well, the Super 14 days are long gone, Dirk, so that's time to go. Duplicate number plates when you get fines in different towns. Montana's shooting kills 4 at the Anaconda Bar. A search for the suspect was underway as of 3 hours ago. Manhunt underway for a man suspected of killing 4 people at the Owl Bar in Anaconda, Montana. A manhunt is underway. The shooting took place approximately 10:30 in the morning at the Owl Bar. Who the hell is in a bar at 10:30 in the morning? It's home to fewer than 10,000 residents in the southwestern part of Montana. Montana Division of Criminal Investigation indicated the suspect's house in Anaconda was cleared by a SWAT team. Sheriff's office in neighboring Granite County said. Montana Governor Greg Gianforte said he's closely monitoring the situation. 4 people dead after shooting at the bar at 10:30 in the morning. Who the hell's in a bar at 10:30 in the morning? Here's the suspect, Michael Paul Brown, wanted in connection with the shooting in Anaconda. Cassandra Dutra, a bartender at the Owl Bar for 6 months, told CNN she feels extremely overwhelmed and sad about the shooting. It just isn't real. It's totally overwhelming. She believes every person in the bar at the time the shooting was killed, which included a bartender who was the only staff member working and 3 customers. She said Brown lived next door to the bar, would come in frequently, but noted he wasn't part of the camaraderie existing with the others. Dutra was not working on Friday, but she lives near the bar and heard the noise during the shooting. At first, she assumed it was coming from construction outside the bar. When she heard there was a shooting, she did not think it was a dangerous situation where people were hurt. David Guardera, the owner of the bar, said he was unaware of any conflicts between Brown and anyone in the bar. So there's where the Owl Bar is located in southwestern Montana. The FBI Denver office and the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, Explosives, and the Granite County Sheriff's Office said they're assisting with the investigation. Cray stuff. I lived in Montana for 6 years. The bars are attached to laundromats. Laundry time at 10:30. Exactly, Cindy Rose. Who is drinking at 10:30 in the morning? There's some serious alcoholics there. Some serious alcoholics. I mean, it's one thing to drink at 23:48 to have a zollfrei Amarula, a duty-free Amarula. It's quite another to be drinking at 10:30 in the morning. Yeah, only the Blue Bulls will be found in the pub at 10 a.m. Laundromats are built to the back of bats. Cindy, yes. The Corporation for Public Broadcasting shuts down. No more Sesame Street. It's such a tragedy. It's not my fault. Yes, finally, grifting off the taxpayer, the Corporation for Public Broadcasting gets shut down. PBS Chief Executive Paula Carragher on July 14th. Corporation for Public Broadcasting said Friday it was shutting down a week after President Trump signed legislation stripping its funding. The move startled some public radio and television campaign station managers throughout the country. Many had only begun to absorb the shock of losing federal support and were quickly figuring out ways to keep their stations vibrant. You mean afloat. The Corporation for Public Broadcasting administers funds for PBS TV affiliates and national public radio stations, more than 1,500 local television and radio stations nationwide. In a statement, the group said it would begin an orderly wind down its operations. Majority staff positions will be cut by September 30th, when the group's fiscal year ends with a small transition team remaining through January. This reflects the devastating impacts on public broadcasting, said Andrew Russell, PBS Southern California Chief Executive. The Corporation for Public Broadcasting provides funding to local stations, provides funding to national programming, and has played a leadership role in public broadcasting since its inception. These are all real losses. No, they're not. No, they're not. No, they're not. Why am I paying for you to force my children to speak Spanish? Why? Why is Count, what's his name? Count on the frickin', on the Sesame Street going 1, 2, and then it goes uno, dos, tres. Stop teaching that Latin American stuff in our public networks. This is not a Latin America. You got commercial networks for that crap. Stop using public broadcasting to poison the minds of Americans. Stop using our tax dollars to push your narrative from the leftist agenda. No more. It's over. The Corporation for Public Broadcasting is gone, shut down, 50 years after it should have been shut down. You leftist hate wankers who hate America and love socialism have lost. It's over. It's over. These are not the droids you're looking for. Good riddance, good riddance, good riddance. There's Bert and Ernie. Since returning to office, Trump has made a priority of yanking federal funding from public broadcasters as part of a wider campaign against media outlets that he dislikes. No. Many Americans dislike public broadcasting. You're taking our money, and then you have the audacity to beg for money. Hello, welcome to our telethon tonight. Would you like to get a free DVD and a t-shirt? Just send $300 to WXOR, and we will use that money to continue bringing this lovely programming from 1972, Doctor Who. Yes, this is John Pertwee, and you'll enjoy this episode. The doctor in this episode was very funny. It was very interesting with his companions. We really enjoyed this 50-some years ago. But tonight, for the low price of $300, you'll get a DVD and a t-shirt, and you get to support your local programming, where we here, who can't do anything else in life because we're unsuccessful, but we work for this public broadcasting station, which gives us a six-figure salary doing nothing productive, while we leech off the taxpayer and suck money out of your pocket. But please, send money into WXOR. We love you here in public broadcasting. We have people waiting on the line now. The call banks are over here. We have our volunteers. There's Susie and Ermi and Lyle and Monica over. We have a call coming in now. Let's go over to Lyle and see what's going on. Let's see what Lyle's call is. Okay, Lyle, yes. Hello, welcome. Yes, this is the call line for WXOR. Yes, we can continue to bring this fantastic quality program that is 6 decades old for, yes, how much? Oh, $1,000. Thank you so much. That's very kind of you. Okay, we've got your pledge. Thank you very much. Your name is Jay is a sucker. Jay is a sucker. Got you, Jay. Okay, we got it down. Thank you for your details. Yeah. Thank you for watching public broadcasting, where we beg for money after taking it out of your pockets. Tootsies. Okay, bye-bye, CB. Get some rest. Thank you for all the news and updates. We appreciate it. Thank you. Back to the futa. Only good thing about Out of Loaf is the Fonz. Fonz is a Shark fan. He's still bumhurt about last weekend. SABC will never shut down. It's right. It's the main prop. Well, I don't know. They could shut it down because Cockprot 24 and IOL carry the water quite well for the ANC. Cheers, Jorts, and the Balak guy. Anyway. So, the Corporation for Public Broadcasting. By the way, that's from the Los Angeles Times. Almost every article in the Los Angeles Times is behind a paywall. This one isn't. I'll bet you if I click to another article, a news article, I won't be able to get to it. But they want us to pull at the heartstrings. Sad. So sad for the Corporation for Public Broadcasting. Chris Krieger, welcome to you. Peter Steph Dutoy. What about Peter Steph Dutoy? You got PTSD. Post-traumatic stress disorder. Who's got PTSD? Yep. All right. No more diversity statements, says the Department of Justice. Guidance draws a line on unlawful DEI. Diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging. What the hell is that? That's a sign above. Where's that sign at? University of Kansas. Oh my gosh, belong, you losers. Recipients of federal funds wondering if their BIPOC-only study lounges will pass muster under the Trump administration now have an answer. Nope. In a 9-page guidance, the Justice Department laid out the best practice for educational institutions, states, local governments, and other federally funded entities that define when diversity, equity, and inclusion programs cross the line into unlawful racial discrimination. Entities receiving federal funds, like all other entities subject to federal anti-discrimination laws, must ensure that their programs and activities comply with federal law and do not discriminate on the basis of race, color, national origin, sex, religion. Yes, there you go. Haha. The memorandum ticked off obvious offenders like race-based admissions, scholarships, hiring, promotions, and lounges, as well as what the member referred to as unlawful proxies, cultural competence, lived experience, and diversity statements. We are dismantling woke. Woke is going to die the death that it deserves. Absolutely. I'm going to get a PDF. There we go. Here's the guidance, dated 29 July. Oh, yeah. 9 pages. Cool beans. Cool beans. Save that there. Got it. Fears. Leaving Las Vegas. Tourists are not going to Las Vegas, folks. Scary. Alan, don't be picky on Neanderthals. My car guards are comprised of a lot of Neanderthals. A lot of Neanderthals. Fears. Las Vegas is dying as hotel bookings crater due to rip-off prices. Yeah. One of the most popular hotel and tourist resort chains in Las Vegas experienced a startling drop-off in business as the tourist mecca continues to reel from the loss of visitors. Caesars, which runs 8 casino resorts and 1 non-gambling hotel, reported a 3.7% year-over-year decline in net revenue. 3.7%, that's nothing. The company which owns Caesars Palace and Harrah's also saw a 21% year-over-year drop in net income in the second quarter. Now, that's disturbing. From April to June, the company brought in $1.054 billion, down from $1.095 billion the same period last year. One of the reasons Sin City's business are hurting is because international visitors have continued to shun the U.S. Las Vegas welcomed 3.39 million visitors in March, down from almost 8% from 3.698 in February. Midweek occupancy recorded a decline of 2.5%. Well, when you rip people off with crappy prices, what do you expect? Casinos reported almost 5% drop over the past year. Despite the slow start, Caesars CEO Tom Regg said on an earnings call Tuesday that the quarter started strong before declining in May and June. They're positive Vegas will turn around. There he is, Tom Regg. High prices. A visitor recently shared her shock when she was charged $26 for a bottle of Fiji water from the minibar of her room in the Aria Resort and Casino. And a British magician was left outraged after he was billed $74 for 2 drinks at the Sphere. A 2024 study found the average income of Las Vegas holidaymakers is now $93,000, with many budget travelers priced out of the gambling capital. Homelessness in Vegas has also exploded, with a conservative estimate of 8,000 homeless people across the city of just 500,000. Walk along the very busy Las Vegas Boulevard any time of day, and you'll see people who are clearly homeless and often under the influence of drugs. Well, there you go. That's why. That's why people aren't going to Vegas. They want to deal with thugs. I already saw this when I was there last time, which would have been, 2019 last time I went, or 2018. It was 2018 with people smoking weed on the strip and nothing happening to them. So you guys are behind. You're behind. 145 people currently here, folks. Yep. Wouldn't be surprised. Who benefits from Trump's tariff? Dogzilla, why are you back on that? You benefit from it. You benefit from it, Dogzilla. You benefit from it because it gives you something to talk about every time you come in here. And you keep trolling now and you've stopped super chatting. What's that all about? We pay millions for pens. I wonder if it's a luxury. Millions for pens, huh? Yeah, Gerard Vikasten. Amarula with, it's not crushed ice, but it's melting. Yep, Moma says, Dogzilla, are you stuck? Got your needle stuck in the groove. JSC finds Judge Makubele guilty of gross misconduct, impeachment looms. Yes, Theo, already covered that story early on. Also covered Trump moving nuclear submarines around. It's really just a symbolic act. There's no need to move them. They can already strike Russia. Democratic states sue Trump over crackdown on gender surgery for minors. So Democratic states want to physically harm minor children without their parents' consent. So they're suing the Trump administration for protecting children. What a sick world we live in. Democratic attorneys general sued the Trump administration over its efforts to stop gender transition drugs and surgery for youth, accusing the federal government of infringing on states' rights and denying patients medically necessary health care. It's not necessary. The federal lawsuit challenged President Trump on Friday's January 28th executive order. The Trump administration threatened to cut federal funding to hospitals that offer gender-affirming care to those under the age of 19. The Trump administration's unlawful threats have not only undermined state rights, but have directly contributed to diminishing access to gender-affirming care, said California Attorney General Rob Bonta in a statement. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Can you imagine, ladies and gentlemen? Can you imagine being the Attorney General who fights to slice the penis and testicles off of a 14-year-old boy because he's going through puberty and is confused? And people are telling him that he's a girl? Can you imagine removing the breast of a 14-year-old girl, permanently altering her, putting her on testosterone and suppressing her estrogen, causing all kinds of harm to her body to fulfill a fantasy of the left? Thank you, Momo. That's exactly how he benefits. He gets to troll. It is sick. These are attorneys general who are fighting to mutilate children. They are fighting to mutilate children. Forcing adolescents diagnosed with gender dysphoria to wait until they turn 19 to access medically necessary health care services can cause significant harm, said the 79-page complaint. Not only are they denied medical treatment that could alleviate their anxiety, depression, and symptoms, their clinically diagnosed gender dysphoria, but their clinical distress is also... The problem with this clinically diagnosed gender dysphoria is that the majority of these kids that are diagnosed don't have gender dysphoria. It's a real condition and affects a very, very, very small number of people. But in the interest of political correctness, they've been playing this game and telling children who are suffering other issues that they're suffering from gender dysphoria, and they're harming these children permanently. Yeah, they're unbelievably sick-minded, Leon. Yep. Fluffy Naval, welcome back to you. Theo, the world is following African Arab culture traditions while Africans or Arabs are joining forces while forgetting their own history. Yeah, it is a load. They actually publicly have no shame in talking about mutilating children. They're sick people. They're sick people. On to better news. SpaceX launched the Crew-11 shot today. We missed that. It was about the time I went live earlier today. SpaceX launched its 11th operational astronaut mission for NASA today, sending crew of 4 astronauts on a flight toward the International Space Station. SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket took off from Cape Launch Complex 39 Alpha at Kennedy Space Center in Florida at 11:43 Eastern Standard Time. Atop the rocket was the company's Crew Dragon Endeavour spacecraft, making its 6th flight, a reuse record for Crew Dragon vehicles. The launch occurred a day later than originally planned. SpaceX tried to get the crew off the ground on Thursday, but had to scrub that attempt with about a minute left in the countdown due to intruding clouds. But it took off just under 8 minutes after launch. The Falcon 9 booster came down for landing in SpaceX's landing zone at the Cape Canaveral Space Force Station. This marked the last landing that will happen for LZ-1, which will now be retired. In March of 2023, the U.S. Space Force announced that Launch Complex 13, where LZ-1 is located, will be leased to 2 private companies, Phantom Space and Viaspace. Space Force announcement added that private providers like SpaceX can submit requests for landing zone capabilities at their own launch complexes, which will then go through an extensive evaluation process. So the government is giving the landing pad to some private company and not letting them do this. The Crew-11 consists of NASA astronauts Zena Cardman, Mike Fink, Kimiya Yui, the Japan Aerospace Exploration Agency, and Oleg Platonov of Russia's space agency Roscosmos. This will be the first space flight for Crew-11 Commander Cardman, who was originally scheduled to launch on Crew-9 mission. Cardman was removed from that mission because he ended up launching the International Space Station with only 2 astronauts on board in order to make room for the NASA astronauts Butch Wilmore and Suni Williams, who were stuck in space for months on end. Fink is making his 4th trip to space. Wow. Congratulations. SpaceX at it again. Dogzilla, you're trolling. You're trolling. We've answered the question. Going to get a timeout, buddy. Going to get a timeout. Of course, people are leaking information, Husky. Absolutely. People are leaking lots of information in South Africa. Yeah, most of it talking about them regretting decisions. Yep. I've only met a handful of people who don't regret their decisions. It's a real situation. It's sad that people have this. It's just like being born hermaphrodite. That's a tough road to hoe. Jeremy, what's going on? How is Indonesia tonight? Any word from Jakarta? President Trump issued last night another executive order on tariffs, further modifying reciprocal tariff rates. I've received additional information, recommendations from various senior officials on, among other things, the continued lack of reciprocity in our bilateral trade relationships and the impact of foreign trading partners' disparate tariff rates and non-tariff barriers on U.S. export, the domestic manufacturing base, critical supply chains, and the defense industrial base. I've also received additional information and recommendations on foreign relations, economic, and national security matters, including the status of trade negotiations, efforts to retaliate against the United States for its actions to address the emergency declared in Executive Order 14257, and efforts to align with the United States on economic and national security matters. Anyway, after considering the information and recommendations I recently received, I've determined it's necessary and appropriate time to deal with the national emergency declared. Yep. So, 12:01 Eastern Standard Time, 7 days after the day of this order takes effect. There you go. That's what he issued. Benefits by increasing its revenues, which in turn leads to a drop in taxes, knock-on effect. Yep. Well, it will lead to a massive surge in domestic production, industrial production, which will lower the cost of goods in the end. Not just because of tariffs, because they're produced closer here and the transport costs are dramatically reduced. Yes. So it's good all around. Phoenix opens up other markets, those that made deals and open their markets to the U.S. Yep. Yeah. Yep. Korea now will let our products in. No barriers. They've had barriers against our products their entire history. Now they're going to get rid of them. My recommendation, folks, is just ignore Dogzillas. I don't want to give him a timeout. Don't want to give him a timeout. So at least I'm not in the mood to do that right now. So just ignore his machinations and let him make his comments. How Trump used America's leverage to get exactly what he wanted from his trade war. Yes, CNN. 120 days since Trump's Rose Garden Liberation Day announcement, rock financial markets weren't exactly pretty. From Washington to Wall Street and across foreign capitals far and wide, seemingly every day featured a disoriented burst of taco. Trump always chickens out. In turbulence, theater, threats, carve-outs, and looming fear of imminent rupture of the backbone of 70 years of global commerce. Even today, an explicit declaration of victory would seem short-sighted in the face of economic data that's presented a steady stream of contradictory signals and warning signs. But as the world approached Trump's 1 August reciprocal tariff deadline, the president's economic advisors share an unmistakable sense of vindication. Bilateral deals and major trading partners have rolled in over the last week. The average effective tariff rate on imports U.S. sits at the highest level in nearly a century. Tariff revenue is soaring. Financial markets have settled and stocks have bounced consistently around record highs in recent weeks. Predictions of soaring inflation haven't come to fruition. The broader U.S. economy has remained remarkably resilient through it all. There's no hedging from West Wing, keenly aware of its distinctly minority position on the efficacy of Trump's tariffs over the course of the last 4 months. Maybe the losers and haters were really just losers and haters, a senior White House official said. For all the volatility in the weeks after Trump's reciprocal tariff announcement, Trump and his economic advisors held firm in the belief that they would reach this point. It was a position that ran counter to just about every mainstream economist, was anathema to national security and economic pillars of the post-World War II era, and cemented the long-running but no less stunning ideological evolution on tariffs within the Republican Party that Trump launched with his first presidential campaign. But its core was a concept that has been a consistent through line of an otherwise chaotic economic timeline. Leverage. And that's what I said. I have been of the opinion all along that these tariffs will not hurt the U.S. ultimately. The way they rolled out, I had a bit of trouble with and some issue with. But I said, as we've heard endlessly, Americans will pay the price. That's horse manure. That's horse manure. That's an uninformed position. And people with PhDs who work for Goldman Sachs and work for JP Morgan and work for Bear Stearns and all, well, they don't exist anymore. All these freaking investment houses, all these geniuses didn't know what the hell they're talking about. But I got it right. I got it right. And so did the Trump team. Yep. Even though I oppose tariffs, I got it right because I don't sit with some position where I'm sitting on billions of dollars trying to get people to put money in so I can make fees off of it. I don't sit in some media house where I make money because I mislead people. I don't sit in some political party. I sit here in my house with an objective view of things. And I told you objectively, the way tariffs work, 3 things come out of it. Number 1, if the tariff is small enough, the producer eats it. If the producer can't eat it, they pass some of the cost along to the middlemen, the transporters, the wholesalers, the retailers, and they all eat the cost. Or they pass part of the cost along to the consumer, or the consumer picks all the cost up. Whatever the case is no guarantee the consumer will pay higher prices. In fact, prices have gone down. As I showed you earlier, the microphones that I bought, the remote lavalier microphones that you attach, their Bluetooth, were $38 when I bought them in April. Now they're $19.99 on Amazon. Yeah. Where's Ingrid going? Who is intentionally being hurt, Dogzilla? See, this is a leftist opinion, Dogzilla. This is why you're confused. You think it's okay for Americans not to have jobs so that other people can have jobs because they take advantage of our marketplace. That's not right. If countries can't compete, that's their issue. That's their problem. The United States has been treated unfairly. It is not right for South Africa to put 75% tariffs on our poultry, or to block our pork products, or to limit the number of cars we can ship there. We don't limit the number of cars they ship here. It is wrong for the Europeans to charge us 10% tariffs to ship our cars there. Well, we give them 2.5%. You think that's okay. I don't. If the Europeans artificially have jobs because they've cheated us, they don't deserve them. You're trolling, Dogzilla. You've made your point. Move on from the topic. All right. Good luck at the doctor's appointment. Be careful on your drive, Ingrid. Well, CNN may be the U.S.'s cockpit 24, but this is a decent article. It's honest anyway. Everyone will benefit in 3 to 5 years of the reordering the global trade. Yep. And eventually these tariffs will come down. If the barriers disappear, the tariffs don't have to be there. So everyone's locked in on this, 15%. It's not permanent. If South Africa dismantles its anti-free trade regime that it has against the U.S. market, then the 15% tariff will disappear. No. Yeah, thank you, Dogzilla. Keep sharing that. U.S. consumers are getting nailed. It hasn't happened yet, has it? Hasn't happened yet. April 2nd. May, June, July, August 2nd. 4 months. 4 months we're told inflation will spike. Consumers will pay for it. That is a juvenile, rudimentary economic analysis. They might, but making the claim without knowing what producers are going to do and who's going to absorb the cost, you don't know that. I don't know that. I'm telling you it's a possibility. Welcome, Patrick. How's it going to pee this morning? Hurt your knee. God bless it. What the hell, Karen? How did you leave your folder at SAS offices? After all this crap. Oh my God. I hope it's still there. Matt Gaetz asked me to explain the issue between English and Afrikaners in South Africa. I told him that When were you in touch with Matt Gaetz? When did you speak to Matt Gaetz? I met him at CPAC. And why is he answering your question, Alan? That's interesting. Do you have some mojo you've yet heretofore not told us about? Caitlin Clark's injury still continues to befuddle the Indiana Fever. She is nearing a return. She's missed her 6th consecutive game last night as her team took on the Dallas Wings. Yep, Caitlin Clark is still out, folks. Still out. And I'm not watching WNBA. Trump fired the labor person who reported stuff, and he's defending. Yep. She lied about her role in 2024 campaign. Trump offers wildly false claim about job numbers released before 2024 election to defend firing her. Speaking to reporters on Friday, Trump defended the decision to fire Erica McArnfart in Tariff. Commissioner of Labor Statistics falsely accused her of having released reports just before the 2024 election that overstated the number of jobs created by the Biden-Harris administration. Why did you fire the head of Bureau of Labor Statistics? Because I think her numbers are wrong, just like I thought her numbers were wrong before the election. Days before the election, she came out with these beautiful numbers for Kamala. I guess Biden-Kamala. She came out with these beautiful numbers trying to get somebody else elected. At the time, the Trump campaign called the jobs report a catastrophe. Anyway. What the Trump was misrepresenting is the Bureau of Labor Statistics announcement on August 24th that updated data showed that there had been 818,000 fewer jobs added in the U.S. the previous year than had been initially estimated. Well, Trump isn't wrong. The Guardian is wrong. The United States is offering up to $50,000 bonus. Hey, Dogzilla, here's a job, man. Would-be ICE deportation officers. U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement is offering recruitment bonuses of up to $50,000 and student loan to help brave, heroic Americans interested in helping the Trump administration deport. In total, ICE hopes to add 10,000 new personnel, doubling the agency's headcount as it ramps up deportations. The funding for the recruitment drive comes as approximately $165 billion is allocated to the Department of Homeland Security. Should I go join the Department of Homeland Security, folks, and help deport these criminals? Yes, Jeremy, it's tariff-free Amarula. Yeah, it's expensive here too. It's $29 a bottle. When I bought it duty-free before the tariffs kicked in last week, just to have it. I haven't had Amarula since like 2010. Dogzilla, you don't have to leave. I see you gone quiet. We can talk about other things. Alan didn't tell me how he knows Matt Gaetz yet. Because of the import tariffs, we've been paying through our necks for chicken. If it wasn't for the tariffs, we would have been paying a fraction for chicken. Exactly. Exactly, Fonz, you were correct about that. And the government taking the money and putting it in their pocket and giving it to their friends through patronage. It's expensive everywhere. It wasn't expensive when I lived in Africa. Mitten misses Amarula and Pinotage. Well, where are you at, Mitten? You can buy it. Amarula and ice cream. Everybody keeps saying that. They love it. Can a refugee become ICE agent? I don't think so, Mr. Ms. Smith. You have to be a U.S. citizen. Yep. Signing bonus and student loan repayment forgiveness up to $60,000. I've been looking into that. Okay. ICE agents have salaries between $50,000 and $89,000. Well, that's not enough. I need more. 400 offices nationwide. If they hired me as a supervisor, yeah, I get hired as a senior guy. Much better yesterday, but after sitting for another 6 hours and running the bus, now I have to go back on Friday and get 40 Rand left in my account. Oh, good God. Oh, good God. Karen, where are you at? Can somebody help Karen out, giving her a ride? Okay, Karen, do you mind telling us where you're at? Maybe we can find one of our viewers that can give you a ride to go collect that. All right? Anyone here? Well, we need to know where Karen's at. Just give us the town you're in, and we'll see if we can find a kind-hearted person that can find the time to give you a ride. All right, Karen? Let's see what we can do with there, okay? Yeah, I would call them first to even answer, but let's see if we can't get someone to go collect it. Southern government's greedy and don't care how. Karen is in Glen, Annan, and Durban. Okay, I didn't know that, Charles. Oh, Charles? I don't know. Are you able to help, Charles? You're down that way. Not to put you on the spot, Charles, but you're not the only one down that way. I look forward to watching a new video on this recent farm attack report. Expect I'll cry. Done for me today, though. Catch you. Okay, thanks. People keep sending this thing, tell me I need to read this report that Lex Libertas put together. So I have downloaded it. Where's it at? Truth Be Told campaign. I had not read it before. I mean, because people are confusing different things. They're talking about Lex Libertas. Oh, gross. I'm looking at these freaking leg tattoos. Why do people do that to their body? Ugh. Anyway. And there's anecdotal stories in here of people who were victims of this. So Gavin Lewis, 2019-2024 in Northwest. I was attacked and assaulted on my farm between Clarksdorp and Ventersdorp in 2019. Among other things, I was hit over the head with a shovel by squatters who were occupying my land. I also survived a farm attack in 2024 where they held my housekeeper, my parents, and all our workers hostage all night, threatening them and stole weapons along with many other items. During the second attack, they also assaulted 2 of the farm workers. And there's a case number. Yep. I'm looking for the zoom button here. There it is. Okay. So that's Gavin Lewis. Let's open this up this way so you guys can see it as well. Then we have Almeen Christie. Sunday morning at Sterkstrom Farm. The Stingley couple were up early getting ready for church. My father, Johannes, quickly went to check on the cattle. My mother, Cora, was busy in the house. We're not sure what happened first. What we do know is that my mom was charged at and hit with something hard. She tried to block her face. In the process, her elbow was broken. Dad was hit in the face with an old pickaxe so hard that his nose was broken, his skull was cracked. We suspect my dad stumbled backward and fell down the steps outside. There they kicked and hit him repeatedly. Evidence was visible in the blood stain on the grass. After my mother fell, she was dragged to the bedroom. Attacker, one tied her hands in front of her and ordered her to lie on her stomach on the bed, shouting in Afrikaans that she should shut up. My parents weren't rich. They were honest, hardworking farmers who struggled to make ends meet and gave their best to the 3 daughters. This nightmare is not easy to tell. My mother shared some of the details, and others we had to hear in court. While my mother was lying on the bed, they kept hitting and kicking her, asking where the money was and where the key to the safe was. She kept begging them to just take what they wanted. Later, at that stage, they must have dragged my father back into the house. Later, we heard that there was a streak of blood from outside in front of the kitchen all the way to the bedroom, where he was lying on his chest on the carpet. One of his ears was partly torn off his scalp. My mother begged to know if my father was still alive because she couldn't see him, but she could hear him breathing raggedly. Attacker 1 shouted at her to shut up and told her, "You can't hear that he is dying." He then stuffed a cloth in her mouth and brutally raped her. While my mother could hear my father's breathing grow fainter until he was silent. Later, my mother said she just wanted to get to my father to help him. That was all she focused on. She could then hear them moving around the house. When she could no longer hear them, she cut her hands free and a knife. She found Dad in a pool of blood. He was no longer breathing. She called for help on the two-way radio, but wasn't sure if anyone could hear since it was Sunday morning, most people at church. The landline was dead and both their cell phones had been stolen. She grabbed the keys to my dad's bakkie and with her broken arm and mangled body drove to the nearest neighboring farm to call for help. Neighbors she drove to were home. One of them was a retired detective, immediately rushed to our farm. He cordoned off the area until the police arrived to collect evidence from the scene. Ventersdorp police and detectives provided excellent service documenting evidence and taking detailed photos. Within hours, 1 attacker was arrested. Thanks to the cooperation of farmers, workers, and police, 3 days later, attacker 2 was also arrested. My mother attended my father's funeral the day she was discharged from hospital in a wheelchair. She was too weak to stand for long periods. Our entire family's life changed in just a few minutes. These emotional wounds do not heal. The attack was cruelty-driven and hate-fueled. It is disturbing that my mother was later able to identify the 2 perpetrators. They were temporary workers on the farm who had grown up in the area. The whole court process was another painful few months. We had to endure it, but at least the judge was merciless. The forensic evidence was thorough, and both perpetrators were sentenced to 2 consecutive life sentences. I will not mention names because to me they are just 2 demons who stole my parents' lives. Our children would never again have the privilege of hearing my dad's unique giggle laugh or looking into his soft blue eyes. They would never be able to go herding sheep with Grandpa or walk to the stream with Grandma and the dogs. That December, we decided to sell the farm. It was incredibly difficult to make that decision, especially since it was a place where we grew up, where we all knew love and peace and abundance. All this was stolen from us. All we have now are beautiful memories of our childhood. My mother fought very hard and tried really hard to be okay, but she just couldn't. She didn't want to live without my father anymore. She kept withering away and locking herself away somewhere in her mind. We all kept giving love. We all wished she would get better again and be the mother and grandmother we knew. On March 2nd, 2025, she passed away alone in her bed in her sleep. I promised myself that as long as I breathe, I will continue to talk about farm murders. Those who don't believe it must wake up and face the truth. This is a reality. Is this what a farmer's life is worth in South Africa if you ran 2 cell phones, a pistol, and a hunting rifle? The truth must come out. Enough is enough. Genoeg is genoeg. It is very sad. It's been going on for 30 years by the willful racist commission of the ANC. In 2007, my older sister Karen Vermaak was attacked on a farm outside Odendalwas. She lived alone and they attacked her at night, torturing her for hours before leaving her for dead. It was a planned attack. They watched her for a few days, hiding in the bush next to the house. Firearms and jewelry were stolen. Her life was destroyed. She was never the same again. 2007. Man. 31 pages of this. Here's a picture of the Tygerberg Raceway. Include this in there. Successful community hub was completely destroyed by illegal occupants. Look at that. Completely destroyed. Completely obliterated. That's the PI Act in action. Wow. Unbelievable. And they deny it because they're racist. This is intentional. It's terrorism. I'm going to do something here real quick. What's going on? My microphone's acting up. My microphone is acting up. It just changed color. Did somebody just take over my microphone? I wonder. Change the magenta again. All right. Heart breaks for the families affected. Yeah, it's horrible. It's absolutely horrible. And they deny it. They deny it. And it's just crime. That's not just crime. That woman was raped because she was white. That's why she was raped. The number of white women raped by black men in South Africa is an ethnic crime, a racial crime in and of itself. It isn't just normal rape. It's vengeance rape. And how many of these women wind up with HIV? Sick. Sick. Rudolph says, yep, our plight is real. It's not a fairy tale. When you're all going to realize that Russia, China, and Cuba are the friends of 68% of the population, not the Western countries. Nah, they're not the friends of 68% of the population. That's nonsense. They're the friends of 100% of the ANC and MK and EFF cadres, but not the country. Nikki says, that's why I left. I would not survive that. Many people wouldn't. Veteran police officers laughed at the scene. Jeez. Or they cracked up. I mean, they broke down emotionally. So do we sort something out for Karen? Anybody here can step up to help Karen out? Lost your mom to cancer. Yeah, Raina, I lost my mom to cancer a couple years ago too. I saw her just days before she passed away. I went up to Ohio, 6-hour drive, to see her. And she was in the hospital. She withered away, but still had a sharp mind. And she was sleeping when I came in, so I sat there for a bit. And the TV was on, and then she woke up, and she goes, hey, what are you doing here? I said, well, I came to see you. You didn't have to come see me. I said, yeah, I did have to come see you. That was the last time I saw my mother. I saw her over the course of a couple of days. I popped in on her. Saw my sister as well because she lives nearby, my little sister. And then I came home, and then was it December 7th she died, I think. Yep. And my little sister went to the hospice where she was at after she was released from the hospital, and she couldn't talk anymore, but she was lucid, could move her eyes and nod her head. And I thanked her for my life. Whatever my mother was or whatever she did in her life, it's not my place. I'm not speaking ill of her, but at some point, for whatever reason, she knocked boots with my father. The sperm swam, found an egg, fertilized, and I'm here as a consequence of it. So whatever those two people did in their lives, I really don't care. I cherish my life and being alive and my experiences, the people whom I've met, the things I've done, the places I've gone, the lives I've saved, the lives I've improved, the people who I've enriched, the people who've enriched me on this journey, and I'm eternally grateful for that. I only wish I could live forever with a repaired hip. Yeah, so yeah, it's tough. It's tough, folks. Open at 7:30. Some people even slept in the station concourse overnight. Jenny says the article reading is dated. I'm not reading an article, Jenny. I'm reading testimony from someone. It's not dated. I gave the dates that these things occurred. One occurred in 2007, another occurred in 2024. It's not dated. This report just came out. It's documenting people's cases who are willing to share them. Fluffy Navel says, thanks for sharing. She tested positive for HIV after the attack. That the mother did, Pierre? See? Unbelievable. And then, of course, she'll be denied antiretrovirals because she's white. And this is why, as I went to Alabama and I got to see Earl and Jay and their kids, their little daughters, knowing that they'll never be subjected to these horrors because of their skin color. Your coworker is 38 years old. Okay, Pierre, you're talking about something else. I missed something that Pierre said. Let me go back to what Pierre said. Okay, you didn't say. You're just telling me. Okay, Pierre, you didn't say anything about that. So you have a coworker that was assaulted, and now she's got HIV. Yeah, it's the biggest elephant in the room. So correct. Just one of the reasons I have to need to leave. Daughter's sick. Yep, Charles, I got you. I got you. It's open season on white women in South Africa being raped by black men. It is. It is. And there are no consequences. No consequences. It's sick. What kind of people do such things? What kind of people do such things? Sick people. Well, let's get off that topic. Yeah, Nikki, it is a fact, and it's been a fact for a long time. It's been one covered up. It's racial obliteration. I mean, we haven't even talked about how many white women have been raped by black men in South Africa, not only HIV positive, but fall pregnant. And if people are people of faith, then they don't terminate the pregnancy. Actually, Dirk, your statement is not correct. Your statement is not correct. What is different is early immigrants, the U.S. sort of stayed together in neighborhoods or towns, even left together in groups on boats. No, that's a partial story. No, the vast majority of immigrants came here of their own. Some migrated to ethnic neighborhoods like Italians and Jews tended to do. Russian Jews also did that. But the Irish and Germans, there were so many of them, they didn't have to migrate and stay together. They went everywhere. So many Germans, so many Irish. The Germans came earlier. So no, that's not accurate. No, that's not accurate. And by the way, we're getting concentrations of people, whether you like it or not. Alabama now has at least 13 Afrikaners in one place, or South Africans in one place, I should say, Afrikaners. Perpetrators never caught. She and her family fled to Australia. And now she's got a reminder of that horrible in her mind, plus she's suffering from HIV. Yeah, Rudolph, I don't blame you not letting your wife go anywhere alone. I didn't fail to look into the delegation went to Russia. I talked about Paul Mashatile going to Russia. I don't care about it. There's nothing consequential coming from that. South Africa going to Russia means nothing. There's no trade between South Africa and Russia. There's more trade between me and my credit card than there's between Russia and I covered that, Alan. I didn't fail. You didn't watch all my broadcasts. I covered that. I talked about Mashatile going to Russia. It's of no consequence. But China, different story. You may give my email, post my WhatsApp here. The comments disappear after. Love that. Close. Okay. All right. So for both of you guys, you need to say, is one of my mods here that can put the email address in real quick, or do I need to look that up? Okay. I don't ever get it wrong. So let's send me both an email. Okay. Oh my gosh. I just cleaned out my email and I got 400 more emails. Gee, many crickets. Wow. Gosh, guys. I mean, there's a lot here. There's a lot here. Wow. Okay, I'm going to read to you a message from somebody. I can tell you it is. Phone interview done. Was absolutely terrified. Didn't sleep one wink last night. The lady was so friendly and patient with the bad connection. She phoned back. We had a good laugh about it. Basic info request just to ensure she got all the spelling correct. Sent it via email. And the note, do not change the subject line of the email they send you. Your row number is in there. Going to finish some work and then go to sleep. Thank you so much for all your hard work, Chris. And Afrikaners driving you insane. So sorry about that. So that's one of the refugee aspirants who sent that to me at on the first. Another person here. I got a lot of people here who have been getting phone calls. Wow. Also, someone did another song for me. Thank you for that. Statement interest received. They got a contacted. Here's another person. Writing to me at Refugee Pets. All right, so what I need folks to do, let me go back to that. Okay. Ingrid, I see you sent me an email too. It's okay. Don't sweat it. I'm just way behind. I've got to clean out my main email account because I'm going to stop getting email by the end of the month if I don't clean out. And they won't show me where all the emails are. So I've deleted 29,000 messages already, and I got to keep going. So here it is, since the mods are sleeping on me. This is the email address. I'm going to ask whoever is offering to help Karen out, and Karen, both of you send me an email to that address. Well, that's not right. What the heck is that? The heck was that? That's not the right address. How the hell did that happen? Stupid thing. That is not the email I copied. There we go. Stupid thing. No, I don't need a PA. I need people to quit writing me nonsense. That's what I need. People who are helping, that's fine, but I'm getting a bunch of nonsense too. People telling life stories, asking me to invest in their products. I mean, I haven't got time for that. I'm trying to give the news and help people out here. There you go, folks. There you go. All right. All right, that's the email address. I'm going to ask both of you to send me an email so that I can put you in contact with one another, okay, to help Karen out and try to get her stuff back, okay? Oh, Karen. Jeez. Yeah, thankfully you didn't contract it. Jeez. Man, that's, it's how anybody forces themselves on somebody else. No means no. And anyway. 3 of the same emails have been sent to you by now. Now, see, that's not helpful, Theo. 3 of the same emails. 3 of the same emails about what? From whom? What are you talking about? I'm talking about emails from these 2 people. And you're telling me 3 of the same emails. You know, see, you guys, I can't read minds. That's very frustrating, Theo. Nothing has come in since this has happened. We got our email. Okay. Good day, Colonel. Just wanted to give an update. We received our first mail from RSC on the 1st of August. We didn't say anything in the live stream last night because my sister watched your channel too. I told her. Okay, I don't know who this is. Okay. All right. All right. Ingrid's. Who else we got here? Okay. Custom promotion idea request. That's nonsense. Plight of color folks. Okay. I've got some interesting emails there. By you on this chat. We live like prisoners, no home on the farm, no life, no nothing. They only go out to buy food. Yeah, Leon, it's horrible. Who's the Australian imposter? Keep attacking Ronaldo. He attacked me, Jeremy. He attacked me. You're worried about Ronaldo, but not me? That's Scott Balson. He's a freaking lunatic. He's a freaking lunatic. Theo's saying 3 of the same emails have been sent by you now. By me. No, I sent 4 so people see it. I don't know what you're saying, Theo. I mean, if I only put up one time, people complain it went by too fast. So I put up several times so people don't miss it. Hey, Kathy. Okay, thank you for sending them, Alan. I appreciate that. Gordon says, I can help Karen with bus fare tax. I don't live close by, but at least I can do. All right, Gordon, send me an email. We'll try to sort something out, help Karen out, okay? Oh, yeah, Jeremy, didn't you see the video? So how do you know that Ronaldo was attacked by somebody from Australia? I'm guessing you didn't see the video. Someone told you that. Yeah, he attacked me. Yeah. Yeah, he attacked me. He's a wackadoodle. The guy's a lunatic. He says I work for the CIA. He's a morning. What the hell? Oh, okay.
Shot broke there.
So, here it is. This is it right here.
Goeiedag. Good day, fellow South Africans and
First off, that shitbird is not a South African. He's a Tanzanian. He's a lying sack of shit. He's a Tanzanian. Claims to be a South African. Anyway, that's it right there. Response to CIA undercover agent Chris Wyatt and ratbag Ronaldo Hus. Yeah, he's a psychopath. Inkwell says, hope you get a call. Yeah, he is a deuce. He is a fool. Yep, and he's an idiot. He hoodwinks a bunch of gullible people, and it worked for a long time. But Ronaldo called him out several years ago, and that's why he hates Ronaldo. But then he attacks me. He's a lying sack of shit. He did a video a few years ago. First off, he's like, when I left because of my health, they cheered and were all excited. No, we weren't, shitbird. I made a video saying it's I wish you well with your eyesight and hope that you do well. But it's unfortunate you choose to attack other content creators. Yeah, he's a worthless piece of human. Ugh. David Funrean. First time super chat. Oh, wow. Thank you, David. 199 Rand. Wow. That's nice. Ooh, that hurt my ears. Thank you. Claim a second paycheck. Yeah, well, Geese, I would love to have a paycheck. That's what I said. If I went to work for the CIA with my experience and my background, I would be a senior executive service, which is a general officer equivalent. And I'd be making $170,000 a year or more. So I'd love that. That'd be great. Yeah, he's a clown that a few years back, Brandy Wells and John B. Wells, Brandy was invited on his program, so she stayed off camera and was talking to him, and he thought he's been clever because this is when some South Africans were relocating to, I think, Georgia in the former Soviet Union, and he was talking about it, so he invited them on, and John B. Wells took him to the woodshed. And he talked about him diddling kids or something like that. I don't know what he was talking about. And anytime he said God's going to judge you, John B. Wells went off, man. It was like watching Moses up on high on Mount Sinai talking to this guy, and suddenly the stream went dead. I happened to catch that live when I used to watch this shit bird back in the day. Anyway, yeah, he's just such a lying sack of shit. I'm retiring. I'm quitting. I can't. My doctor said, look, I can't do anymore. Yeah, he just can't let go. So this all started because on Wednesdays with the Colonel, which he and his little sycophantic, self-pleasuring, masturbating lovers, they sit around. That's where the dislikes come from. I always get dislikes on every video, no matter what it's about. I got dislikes on raising money for children. These idiots are like that. Anyway, so either he's watching or they're telling him. Ronaldo brought his name up, and I said, I haven't heard that name in a long time. I kind of chuckled. Ronaldo wanted to talk about it, and I just kind of dismissed it, and I didn't say anything. And so for that, the shitbird attacks me. Maths Olympian, I couldn't understand his theory. Yeah, I saw that video you made about him. You were trying to be amicable, letting bygones be bygones. Yeah, well, I have no bygones. He's a fucking dirtbag piece of human feces. That's what he is. And he's a lunatic. He's psychotic. He needs help. And he really needs care because he's got mental issues. He's a bold-faced liar. He lies about everything. He just makes shit up and people believe it. Yeah. And so, yeah, I was very, very polite and respectful, and my politeness and respectfulness just got so he asked me to come on his channel back in 2020. Ronaldo said, "Don't go on his channel. Don't go on his channel." Everybody wanted me on their channel back then, so I went on his channel. And first off, I asked him for a photograph I could use to make the banner. He and his little sycophantic helper there, grifter, Marlene, I think her name is something like that. They never sent me a damn picture, so I had to take something off the internet for the banner. So I went on his channel, and it was a good conversation. We had a nice conversation. We talked about his book about color folks in South Africa. He talked about my career, and he found it interesting. I answered all of his questions. Then he makes videos a couple years later saying that I knew I was suspicious. He was evasive when I talked to him, refused. What fucking planet are you living on, dirtbag? Go back and watch the video. I didn't avoid your questions. I answered every question you asked, honestly and forthrightly. You're a fucking dirtbag, man. Oh, why are we even talking about this loser? Anyway. Yeah, I even wished him well, Nikki. That's right. I wished him well. But he's a shitbird. He's a retarded shitbird. I mean, he's a fucking wackadoodle loser, man. He really is. He's an attention-seeking little moron looking for people to notice him. Exactly. Hey, Kathy. We love well-kept lawns, so maybe if you leave it unkept. He smokes herbs. Yeah. Tom says, good morning. Cheers, Colonel. And watching off to work. Okay, have a good day, Tom. Gosh, man. Just had a loss and you're going to work. All right, Tom. Thoughts and prayers for you, man. Hang in there. Have a good day. What did Patrick say? I'm not doing a response video either. I'm talking about here. I'm not. It's the guy is not well. He's not well. What did Patrick say? Cold morning on the West Coast. Well, that's my kind of morning. It's all gone. My Amarillo. Yeah. And what's this he's got down here? He's got some spot here. Anyway. Yeah. So, yeah. Well, we've covered the news. We didn't make any songs tonight. Oh, that would be funny if we made a tribute song, but we're not going to do that. Okay. Yeah. So, by the way, folks, let me take a look at the stats, if we've got stats on that. Hang on. So, DJ Silver Eagle, home. Why did something go wrong here? Am I logged out? Huh. Odd. Come on. Itchy. Okay. Okay, that's my profile. Monthly listeners, 888. Ooh, we're up to 888. That's cool. DJ Silver Eagle now has 888 listeners. We actually get to 1,000 in the first month. Wouldn't that be cool for the music? Man, that would be so cool. Been quiet, so I lost so much touch with your channel. Do you have a video in the church that's offering help to us who are serious about immigration? I don't know anything about what you're talking about. I don't know anything what you're talking about, Mr. QB. What church is offering what help? Churches can't do anything for you. It's a legal process. They may be able to help you, put you in touch with lawyers and help you fill out forms, but how are they going to help you? And what immigration program are you talking about? Well, this idiot got what he wanted because his comments is getting everyone fired up. I don't even know about this guy. Yeah, well, that's right, Dirk. Well, and what it is, if you go look at the comments, boy, people just eviscerate him. It's great. I found it hilarious. I'm talking to his chief. What? The one in Kenya. Oh, okay, Alan. You're okay. Mr. QB needs to explain himself because there's no church in Kenya that's helping anybody. Okay, maybe Mr. QB is confused about something. Mr. QB, you need to explain to me what you're talking about in the chat before I can address it. Okay. Okay, let's address this. There's no church. There is a non-governmental organization that happens to be a church, Church World Services, that is contracted by the State Department to do resettlement screening for refugee aspirants in Africa. They're based in Nairobi with a subsidiary called RSC. They have Kenyans that do this. So they call South Africa to talk to Somalis and Burundians and Ethiopians and Tigrayans who are living in South Africa as UNHCR registered refugees wanting to go elsewhere. So the State Department contracts them to handle those. They do pre-screening. They call you up. They set appointments up. They collect your data. They write it down. They fill out your case number. They assign your case number. They forward it on to the State Department. Then they schedule your interviews. Then they schedule your medical. And then once you're approved by the State Department or by the U.S. government, then they schedule your flights and get you the hell out of South Africa. That's for those people. Now they're being used because there's no people left in the State Department. They fired 3,000 people over the past several months. Now they're using this group to process the South African refugees in country. But they're in Kenya, although there's a possibility they might be relocating some of them to South Africa to facilitate this. They are doing it. It has nothing to do with the church. It has nothing to do with Kenyans. It just happens to be that's where the contractor is. This is outsourcing the work. But contrary to the propaganda spread by people that don't know what they're talking about, they have no say in the decision making. And also contrary to the one anecdotal report that claimed that the Kenyans laughed at their plight, I keep getting messages from people saying that they're incredibly friendly, very helpful, and they followed up in every case. So, I'm not denying that that might have happened to one person, but that is not the norm if it did happen. Okay, is that what you're talking about, Mr. QB? Okay. Kathy, if you want to make another one, that's fine. You did a very good job on the first one. Going to make a song, please make it the same like the Meerkat song. Such a weird call the other day. Some woman phoned me, and when I asked, "Can I help you?" she replied, "Are you a service provider?" That's funny. Get a sense that since it's been handed over, the number of people contacted have picked up. Oh, it has. It has. Folks, I had over 200 people before I even looked at these 300 messages I haven't seen the past couple of days. I had over 200 messages from people who've been contacted last week. It was 100, then it jumped to 200 over the weekend and when I first got here. So we're well over 200 people that have contacted me, and I'm just me. I'm not anything official. These are just people reaching out to me, and my audience isn't massive. It's not exactly massive. Gordon, okay, you sent an email. Okay, let me go check that. Aha. At least one message came in. No, only one message came in. Gordon, I got nothing from you. I got nothing from you. I got one message. Okay, I got a message from one of you, but I need Karen to contact me. She needs to write me an email too. Otherwise, this is useless information. I don't have her contact. Karen, you need to send me an email, okay? And I don't want to hear from people I've sent you an email in the past. Send me one now, okay? Who are offering to help. You need to send it now because I'm not going through 2,482 messages looking for it, okay? By the way, I had that down to 0 before I went to South Africa. 888 monthly listeners. How cool is that? Yeah, it's pretty cool. Someone you know got contacted. They don't want to go anymore. Well, they don't have to, Storm ZA, but they're making a foolish mistake. Yep, I'll double check. And one message has come in for helping Karen out. 3 people, I think, said they want help, and Karen needs help, but only have one message from one person. Darlene says you speak straight and to the point, and it is also word of mouth. What is word of mouth? Nexus said he read my message. Did I? Did I? Okay. I'm looking. I've got some nonsense here. Completed a 90-minute interview with PRM. 3 days later, received promptly returned the indemnity forms. July 23rd, contacted RSC. Okay. Oh, wow. That's interesting. That's interesting. Okay. I'll have to look into that. Haven't applied, guys. I made a decision to not have children. So, well, fluffy navel. That's terrible. Gordon von Rensburg. I've got you. Okay. All right. Oh, okay. Okay. Why did the first one not reach me? Yeah, the first one didn't reach me. But this is when you forward again. Okay. I've got your information, Gordon. I've got Momo's information, but I don't have anything from Karen. Karen has not sent me anything, so I can't do anything with it unless I hear from her. Huh. 2 horses, 4 dogs, and they're my babies. Well, Fluffy Navel, I'm really sorry to hear that you're not having children. That's a shame. See, Gordon, you sent it. You see, see, that's why I always check. That's why I'm asking Karen, if you're still here, you've gone quiet. We've got people trying to help you out. People trying to help you out. You need to send me an email. It's pinned at the top. And I've got nothing from Karen. That is what my WhatsApp was about. Receive email from, okay, Loretta. Trust the sources that have been right every time, and that's Chris Wyatt. Okay, thank you, Social Media Therapy. Look, I'm bound to get something wrong. If I do, I'm honest about it. I'll admit it, but yeah. Okay, send her a WhatsApp. Maybe she sent me a WhatsApp. I don't know. Now we're playing phone tag here. No, nothing from her. Anyway, so we should listen to the song now, folks. It's time for a song. It's time for a song. give Karen some time to send a message. I already spoken to my dad after my dog if we put the opportunity to go. Pierre wants anchor babies. Okay, Husky, you sent an email too? Nothing. Nope, nothing. Nope, I've received 2 messages. Well, let me see if it's in a spam folder. Maybe it's, where's the spam folder at here? Do I have a spam folder? Spam, let me see. Maybe it's in spam. Okay, there's the spam. Sorry, it went to spam. Okay, not spam. Okay, all right. That went spam. I haven't even looked at my spam report. There's a lot of stuff from people that are legit in my spam report. Wow. Wow. Okay, so now I've got... okay, I've got another one. Okay. Someone said they provide 500 to Karen. Okay, so I still haven't heard from Karen. Let me go look and make sure there's nothing spam. Wow, I've never looked at my spam folder on this account. Nope. There's 55 spam messages. I'm getting nonsense from people claiming that I'm using their copyrighted material too, so, which isn't the case. I'm trying to get back to July 12th where this guy sent me this message. You got frauds trying to claim I'm using their music. Total nonsense. Oh, man, there's a lot here I missed. All right, I haven't got nothing from Karen, and she's gone quiet. Can't help her if she doesn't send stuff. Charles, you sent a message? An email? Nothing here. Nothing here, man. Nothing here. And nothing in the spam folder. Yep. All right, well, not much I can do. So if we want to help Karen, she's going to have to reach out to us. And Charles, I got nothing from you. No WhatsApp, no email. Oh, wow. I got a message from Thea. Wow. Let me listen to this real quick and see what's going on. I missed a phone call from her. I don't want you guys here. I don't want to hear what she says. Give me a second here. Folks, okay, I think it's going to be okay for me to share that with you. This is from Thea von Staden, who I've not heard from in ages. I've written to her. She hadn't responded. She's been busy. So last message I got from her was July 12th. She talked about coming back in the program after she started work. We've never done that, and I'm not pushing the refugees. But this is from Thea, just so no, she doesn't run out of data. This is U.S. It's unlimited data. So this is a message from Thea von Staden, okay? You guys can hear this, okay?
Hey Colonel, yes, I'm doing fine, thank you. I'm alive and well. Just working really strange hours, so by the time I get back, everybody is sleeping.
Not me.
But I'm doing really, really great. I hope you guys are doing good, and we need to catch up sometime, okay?
All right, there you go, folks. Thea von Staden, yeah, there you go. So that's the first we've heard from her in a few weeks. Okay. Oh, maybe Karen ran out of data. Well, that would be terrible, wouldn't it? That would be terrible if we're trying to help her out. Yep. Yep, well, that's that. She called me too, but I missed her call. I mean, she called at 6:11. What was I doing at 6:11? I was busy doing something else. Yep. Oh, yeah, Jeremy. The guy has nothing to do but sit around and cause trouble. Yep. All right, just checked him out. He's such a joke about, yeah. Yeah, he talked about his IQ. I'm very impressed for him. All right, guys, still nothing on that. So thank you all for offering to help Karen. Hopefully she didn't run out of data, and hopefully she'll send me the message. Yep. Jeremy, he had 100,000 subscribers, and he blew up his channel by intentionally talking about COVID in ways we all knew we weren't allowed to talk about. And it's funny because then he talks about Ronaldo wouldn't speak about COVID when COVID was going on, but he doesn't mention me. I lost my channel. Can't call who back, Susan? Call Thea back at 1 o'clock in the morning? I'm not calling her at 1 o'clock in the morning. What joke about my spam folder? What are you talking about, Primal Blower? What are you talking about in the spam folder, Primal Bar? Somebody had to leave. Who was that? She had the accent before she came here, so. You're welcome. No, I'm happy to share the refugee stories. And another refugee was actually traveling through Pennsylvania. I haven't heard from them. They were going to link up with me. So, looking to see. Looking to see. Also, I've got an update. There's apparently some brouhaha about Operation Pet Lift. I don't know, but I've been told that I might be contacted by them shortly to help sort that out, to explain what's going on. Yeah, Jeremy, he used to have, yeah, I know he had 100,000. He's lost like 6 channels. Yeah. So he got his original channel back after he lost it, but then he lost it again within a week. Oh, no, that's not true. Okay. Well, a lot of his followers were abused by the guy. So people like Hendo was a follower of his, a very close follower of his early on. Hendo was one of the first people to jump. Is Hendo okay, man? I don't see Hendo all the time now. He was religious in the program, more than I could ever expect of him, devoted to the program. But now he's only with us occasionally. I haven't talked to Hendo, and I'm hoping to touch base with him when I'm in England. But I hope he's okay. I've seen a lot less of Hendo. He's done unbelievable helping us build this channel with us for a long time. Erica is another one. Fiona is another refugee. There are several other refugees from that just so abusive to these people, so harmful. Yep. Well, we've got a bit of a dispute about the first refugee. Okay. Karen wrote to me finally. Okay. All right, cool. Okay. All right, so Karen has sent me YouTube chicked her off. Okay, Charles is in touch with Charles. Okay, Karen said that you're in touch with her. Okay, Charles, send me a message. We don't write very often to each other on WhatsApp, but Charles, you have my contact. Send me a message. I'm going to go to bed. When I get up in the morning, I'll look at it. And the other folks who sent me messages, I will see if she still needs the help, okay? All right, so we've got at least 3 offers. So Karen, I've got Karen's email. Gordon, I've got yours. I also got it from someone else. 2 other people, okay? So 1, 2, 3, 4 people have offered to help Karen, okay? It's very kind of you guys. All right, so I haven't given the names of the other people away unless you want me to say who you are. I mean, I'm trying to not disclose stuff, because sometimes people don't want this stuff out there. Now, and by the way, so on the account that I've got to get rid of these 400,000 messages, is everyone booted out of the video? What's going on? No, I'm still live. Yeah, YouTube is playing games in South Africa, so my goodness. Suddenly everybody's having, it must be a network problem in South Africa, so. It's not buffering here. It's perfectly fine here. So we've gone over 1,000 viewers, but only 191 likes. That sucks. That sucks. That sucks. You yelled at the Burman for nothing? Who's the Burman? Yeah. Okay, well, Charles, good. So I'm going to go to bed here shortly, and I'll look in the morning when I get up. I've got rugby, so for once I'm not buffering, says Inkwell Odyssey. Thank you all for stepping up to help Karen. I mean, if she's only down to 40 Rand and it's the beginning of the month, that's not good. So we need to help her get where she needs to go, okay? All right. You know, what I really, look, I mean, this is not a channel to help people in financial difficulty. Some people like to pull that, but when people are in a bind, like Leah Minar was when she got robbed and others, we try to help if we can. But that's not the purpose of this channel, and no one should ever get the impression that that's what we're here for, because then that really gets distracting. Yeah, it's that side of the planet, Charles. It's not here. Yep. So this computer now is, gosh, 4+ years old, folks. I'm still doing a 4+ year old channel or computer. It's going to be time to upgrade and get a new computer before you know it. Can you imagine that? I'm going to have to get a new computer. But I just put a new coolant system in, and I'm frugal. So, hey, Momo, you're back. I was just saying, Momo, that Charles is offered help along with the other people. Those who offered to help, I didn't mention names unless they want me to help Karen. So, yeah. So play the Springbok song. Well, I'm going to play that on the rugby tomorrow, Gordon. Yeah, he's on Rugby Center, but payday internet sucks all the way. All the bills being paid. Yeah, that's what's going on. Yeah, fortunately for me, I paid a lot of my bills already. Not all of them, but I've got a big one coming. So I had to pay $1,500 to get my air conditioning unit serviced. Ouch. So we're talking, what's that? $1,000 plus another $500, 27,000 Rand to fix my air conditioning. Wow. You need tech gear as well, another cost. Well, but Nikki, I'm frugal, and I'll probably try to make this computer last as long as I can. Although I'd love to have a new computer. I used to buy new computers all the time back in the day. But now, I mean, I'm always I always go for the major power and everything. So, yeah, some would probably drag an anchor at sea again. You're right, Sean Spice. That's probably what it is. Okay, if I may ask, what did you pay for that teeny tiny PC? Oh, $187. Where's that? This one here. This was $187. With taxes, it cost me $200. Yep. It's got lots of RAM. It's got a video card in it. It's got USB 3 connections back there. It's got HDMI cable connections on both sides. And there's the power. There's HDMI, 2 USB 3s, other HDMI. That's on the back. On the front, I've got 2 USB 3 connectors right here. There's the power button right there. Yep. Pretty wild. Yep. An upbeat song. Okay, let's do something upbeat. We won't do Alabama. I'll do it off of DJ Silver. The Bugger Off Bunny. Meerkats in Space. People wanted to hear that earlier. Let's play Meerkats in Space. That one's kind of fun.
Little meerkats in their suits so tight, rockets blazing through the cosmic night, eyes on the prize in the Martian dust, tiny paws holding interstellar lust, leading the way they leap through the stars. It's the meerkats' mission to claim Mars, building homes under crimson skies, a brand new world through their clever eyes. to claim Mars, building homes under crimson skies, a brand new world through their clever eyes.
It's a Meerkat's mission to claim Mars on Afterlife Radio, Meerkats in Space. Yes, I thought about doing product reviews for videos. I thought about it. So, I mean, I'm a tech guy, techie tech guy. I mean, look, I've got that sitting here. Then right here, I've got a solid state thumb drive here, USB 3. Yeah, that one there. That's a terabyte. I mean, I've got this little adapter here that takes you from a USB 3 to a C. It's a male end, or excuse me, female end, and the male end here. So, I mean, I've got all kinds of techie tech sitting here. I've got all kinds of stuff here. Plenty of stuff to mess around with. Yeah, I thought about doing product reviews, but haven't really gotten around to it. It takes time, and I don't know if it pays off or it's worth the time to do it. Unboxing is big business. It is. I don't know how they make money, though. The people on YouTube, all these videos, I don't know if they get paid or what. Forward to jumping into Kia for a trip to farm. Okay. Cool. All right, let me go back and check the email and see if anybody else wrote something while I was away. Okay, good. We've got it. So, Karen, you're in touch with Charles. Charles will send me a message that I'll look at in the morning. And we've got the rugby in the morning. So, on Rugby Ascendant, folks, in a few hours, we'll have the province side going to the Lions at Emirates Ellis Park in Joburg. And then after that, it's the Bulls hosting the Sharks at Loftus. I know Fonz will be there for that. So yeah. All right, cool beans. Guys, I have to say, I'm not whining, but I have to say I'm a little disappointed in some of the content here. I'm seeing another channel that's full of shit talking about stuff they know nothing about, getting more views than I am on videos when mine are quite insightful. My video on ANC tariffs surged very quickly, and then it just dropped off. It only got to 60-some thousand. That's a bit disappointing, 67,000. I'm not getting many 100,000 view videos now. Let me see. This one's still not there. The breaking sanctions bill hasn't got to 100,000. It's at 98,177. I'm not going to make 100,000, I don't think. Although in the last 2 days, it's 554. So 4 more days, maybe I'll make 100,000 on that after 10 days of being online. Yep. So to me, with an audience this size, 100,000 views is a minimum for a good video. So anything below that's disappointing. So, what are you dodging, Charles? Okay. All right, guys, I'm going to go hit the rack. I'm tired. I'm hungry. And, yeah, I'm just going to chill. So I did have some steamed crabs tonight. Yep. By the way, we are so hard to get to 110,000 subscribers. We're at 109,904. It's not budging, so it's kind of stuck there. Anyway, we'll see what happens. All right. So let me take a look. Alan says, ciao. Okay. Let me look at revenue, see how it went. If I got the total figures for July, which was not a great month, revenue-wise. Oh, okay, I broke a threshold. I had a threshold I want to make, and I just made it. That's cool. That's cool. Just made it with the last 2 days of the month really made a difference there. Yep, so cool. All right. That means that for the January, what did January come up with? January. Okay, so every month except January has met my target this year, revenue-wise. I set targets for viewers, subscribers, revenue. Well, it'll see if it's Sundays. Usually I try to get on Friday and Sunday. Don't do it Saturday because of the rugby. Steampunk's, a lot of people are tired of it all. Well, tired of what, steampunk? We talk about everything on this channel. Here we're talking about music tonight, making music. There's no reason to be tired of that. I haven't even talked about Kamala's book. So before I go, let's talk about that. That's what this was supposed to be, the stream. We never even got around to it because we talked about Trump moving submarines because of Russia's threat. Kamala Harris has published a book, which she hasn't even read. So she went on Stephen Colbert's show. So we have a canceled show hosting a failed presidential candidate being hosted by a failed comedian. So we got loser, loser, loser. She couldn't even answer basic questions. She starts with her cackling. Oh my gosh. This woman's never been elected to anything, and she's crying about, I'm not going to run for the California governor because the system is corrupt. The system is broken. Sweetheart, you're right, it is broken. Nobody voted for you to be the Democratic nominee for president, yet you ran for president. No one voted for you. Oh my gosh. Such a loser. Such a loser. Such a loser, man. Dumb and Dumber's right. She went on Stephen Colbert on a canceled show with a failed, not funny comedian to tell a not funny story about a book that she hasn't even read. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I'm tired. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay, Nikki, what's going on? You're welcome. So little time, so much content. Indeed. Sweet dreams, says Karen. Please leave us a song. I just did one. Only Candace. Candace? You're talking about Candace Owens? I'm talking about Kamala Harris. Hey, Frau and Boer. How's it going? How you doing? It has been a while since I've seen you chat. Okay, I gave you guys music. I guess we'll play one more song. Let me find something here. What's a good one? Let's see, show all. Okay. DJ Silver Eagle Radio? What is this? Somebody put me on their playlist. Wow. Somebody has a playlist of 50 songs and it's a South African. Wat is liefde. Yeah, so it's definitely South African. Wow. Made a playlist with my music on it. That's interesting. Oh, I've got more. Loretta's got a playlist. Huh. People spreading it around. Cool. All right, let me see more music here. Show all. Okay. Tariff, Stay Off My Lawn. Oh, we'll play that one, Stay Off My Lawn.
Stay off my lawn. It's not a campsite. No FEMA tents, no late night fights. No refugees, no wild parades. This castle's mine, no renegades. Hit the road, Jack, don't spin me tail. Your liberty's lost like rusty nails. Stay
off my lawn.
Keep it moving, keep
Be
it
gone.
No flags, no biltong.
No biltong.
No fires, no song. Sorry, not sorry, stay
Off
off
my lawn.
Keep it moving, keep it gone. No flags, no biltong. No fires, no song. Sorry, not sorry, stay
off my lawn.
My lawn. Sorry, not sorry, stay off
My lawn. My lawn.
Drying laundry on my hedge fence. Drawing crowds with your nonsense. This ain't a stage, it's my domain. Take your drama down the lane. Pitch a tent where the shadows fall. Not on my grass, not by my wall. No soapbox speeches, no rally calls. This yard's a fortress you can't install. Stay off
my lawn.
Keep it moving, keep it gone. No flags, no biltong.
No biltong.
No fires, no song. Sorry, not sorry,
Stay off my lawn.
Keep it moving, keep it gone. No flags, no biltong. No fires, no song. Sorry, not sorry, stay off my lawn. My lawn.
My lawn.
Sorry, not sorry, stay off.
My lawn. My lawn. Why not? They did a movie on my Folk Marlies. Why not on Stay Off My Lawn?
Stay off my lawn. Keep it moving, keep it gone.
Stay off my lawn here on Radio Afterlife, folks, and we'll give you a bonus one here. We're not going to leave just yet because we got one more we just got to play here, folks. One more we've just got to play because this one's always fun. Okay, what's going on? There we go. Here we go. You ready for this, folks? Here you go. The pot boils over.
The water's rising slow and hot. The frog's still dreaming in the pot. Steam whispers secrets to the air. Do you jump or do you dare? Tick tock, the heat won't stop. The lid shakes like it's gonna pop. The pot boils over again. Pressure rising, no way to pretend you can stay or leave. Take your shot. The pot boils over, like it or not. Cyril's cards fell just as planned. He dealt the aces, played his hand, but the crowd's awake, their voice is loud. A restless wave, a roaring crowd. Tick tock, the time runs thin. Boiling point, it's sink or swim. The pot boils over again. Pressure rising, no way to pretend you can stay or leave. Take your shot. The pot boils over, like it or not. Pot boils over. Pot boils over, like it or not.
It's a nice addition to the program. All this music, even if the haters don't like it, maybe they do like it, but we don't care. The pot boils over on Radio Afterlife. Here it comes.
Over again, pressure rising, no way to pretend you can stay or leave. Take your shot, the pot boils over, like it or not. Pot boils over, 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 like it or not.
Radio Afterlife, the pot boils over. Next up on the charts, it's Not Just Your Oyster. We're not going away just yet here, folks. It's 1:30 on the East Coast, United States. You're listening to Radio Afterlife. That was the pot boils over, and this is Not Just Your Oyster. Yeah.
You walking like the world owes you a crown. Heads turn, but the smiles they're upside down. Glitter fades fast when the shine ain't real. You want the throne, but can you even stand? No shortcuts here, just grit in your hand. It's not just your oyster, it's not just your stage. The pearls come from pressure, not ego or rage. Work hard, stay true, don't just demand control.
Not Just Your Oyster on Radio Afterlife. What are my predictions? Let me take a look and see. I picked the Cheetahs to win over the Pumas. So I've got... I haven't picked the Griquas yet. That's August 8th. I've got the Western Province by 7. That's more hope than prediction. And I've got the Bulls by 7 over the Sharks. I picked the Griquas by 7 over Bowling. It's all hope, not common sense. It's all hope, folks. All hope. That's on my Super Root pick. One more, and then we'll wrap it up here. One more. And this is Steamed Crabs Just Ain't Boiling Frogs. This one's in honor of Charles Van Olson, the voice of reason, with groovy saxophone riffs. Here we go. Steamed Crabs Just Ain't Boiling Frogs.
Crack the shell of a Baltimore dream. Old Bay whispers on a summer steam. Dip your hands in the Chesapeake tide. But frogs don't boil, they leap outside. Maryland crabs on the plate, so divine. But Cyril's pot ain't catching the time. Steamed crabs just ain't boiling frogs. They hop, they jump, they're breaking logs. You can't pin them down, they're sly and slick. Steamed crabs sit, but frogs are quick. South African shores with a fiery grin. Cyril's stirring, but he won't win. Frogs in the kettle, they leap so high. Crabs stay low, but frogs kiss the sky. Saxophones scream as the bubbles rise, but frogs escape, no compromise. Steamed crabs just ain't boiling frogs. They hop, they jump, they're breaking logs. You can't pin them down, they're sly and slick. Steamed crabs sit, but frogs are quick.
That sax is awesome.
Steamed crabs just ain't boiling frogs. They hop, they jump, they're breaking logs. You can't pin them down, they're sly and slick. Steamed crabs sit, but frogs are quick.
Steamed crabs just ain't boiling frogs. Alrighty, folks. Alrighty, that's going to do it for tonight. That's going to do it for tonight. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to hit the like button. And like I said, we got 800 people over on DJ Silver Eagle. That is awesome. 888 monthly listeners. We'll keep it coming. We'll keep it coming. Yeah, Charles inspired that song. That sax is awesome. Yeah, yep. Grandson's name says Katie. All right, guys. Have a good one. Take care. Thanks for being here. Appreciate it. All righty. Oof, my goodness. Wow. Crazy stuff. You guys take care. Thanks for being here. And I'm back on Rugby Ascend in the morning. If I get up early enough, I'm going to do a news program. I'm going to set my alarm and I'll do news in the morning. But no guarantees on that. All right, we got rugby at 9 a.m. my time, 3 p.m. South Africa. Ooh, I was reaching for the nose. That must mean I'm lying. All right, you guys take care. Be sure to hit that like button if you don't mind on the way out the door. Cheers and God bless everyone out there. 1:30 a.m. Been at this for 2.5 hours. Ooh. Cheers.